Yes! Welcome to Top 4 for the live watch along for Sheffield United versus Manchester United. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by David, an Arsenal fan.
We didn't lose. Finally, we didn't lose.
I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
We lost again. Back-to-back L's. For flip's sake, man.
Contrasting statements. We've got Adrian on the wing as well. He's coming a bit late. He'll be hopping on later. But we're going to start things off correctly. Like I said, I'm live at Bramall Lane as we speak right now. But as we're going to start this evening off, Wolverhampton 2, Chelsea 1, as Oscar mentioned. They have lost again. Oscar, is there something to be afraid of at Chelsea?
Is there something to be afraid of? I don't think so. I think like we're a squad with a lot of depth, but we've been heavily hampered by injuries to our wingers, man. Like this whole situation of like we had Ziyech out, we've had Hudson-Odoi out, and then we had Pulisic out for the Everton game. He came back in for the Wolves game, and he was our best player. Mm-hmm. Without those players, we struggled to create so much, man. We really did. I don't know if you lot saw the game, but it was bad. It was really bad. We couldn't create a thing. It was horrible.
Was that down to Wolves, or do you reckon that was just down to Chelsea?
When you look at Wolves' team, yeah, they didn't have Jimenez. They didn't have they're not the most defensively solid team. They've conceded goals this season. They've lost games that they shouldn't have lost. They conceded 4 against Liverpool the other week. So it has to. We have to look at ourselves. And the one thing that I could clearly see from Chelsea was there was 0 penetration through the middle, and we'll get onto a certain someone who I think needs to improve. And then down the wings, there wasn't much going on there either. I think we started with Pulisic on the left, yeah, and he was giving Semedo the business. I don't know if you lot saw, but Semedo was going in and out. Like literally, his rating at the end of the game would have been a 2.3 if Pulisic had stayed on that left-hand side. For some reason, at halftime, we switched and Werner went over to the left and Pulisic came to the right, and nothing happened. Nothing happened from that. Werner gave the ball away 100 times, bro. He's not a winger. He's not a winger. And I think I've said it on this podcast plenty of times. I even said it last Monday. I have to say it again. This guy has to play through the middle. He can't be on the wing. Even when he was clapping goals, I was saying he's not a winger. And we got some comments in straight away. SW6X London says Captain America was killing Semedo. Literally, he bodied him like 4 times. Like, and for some reason, we decided to make a change on that. I just didn't understand that at all. And then SW6 says, this is why I said last time Chelsea aren't in it. Few injuries. I can't like a Liverpool. Oh, few injuries and they can't cope like Liverpool. Which is true, man. Which is true. It's so sad. It's so annoying. I
mean, it's mad. You mentioned Pulisic going on one end, and obviously he was giving Semedo the business. But do you reckon the lack of wingers is kind of obviously the reason for the defeat? And in that sense, can you really sort of be too harsh on your team? Do you reckon when all the wingers are back and they're fit, then you can afford to move Werner back in the centre? Because had you played Werner in the centre, who would you have had on the wings against Wolves?
Yeah, no. This is why I'm not blaming Frank Lampard, because I don't think he had a choice. I think he had to play Werner on the left, and he had to play Werner on the wing, and he had to play him on the wing against Everton. Werner's been on the wing all season, and I think the reason he's been on the wing all season is because our wingers haven't been fully fit. All 3 of our wingers have been injured at least twice this season. Like, that's nuts. So in fairness to Lampard, he hasn't really had the opportunity to play Werner up top many times. He's done it a couple of times, and there's 1 or 2 times where he decided, he wouldn't Hudson-Odoi or whatever. But more often than not, he's been forced to play that way through injuries, and we're seeing it how this Timo Werner, he's not very good on the ball. Like, he's not good at beating players. He's not got a trick in him. He's not going to drop the shoulder, this and that. You just need him in the box to feed the ball to, and hopefully he can finish those instinctive finishes. And I've just seen a comment that's going to lead me on to the next talking point. But boy, Lola said Havertz was pointless this game, getting moved to all over the gaff.
What's
Yeah,
the
talk
point
to me.
you
Kai
want
Havertz,
to
talk to me.
Do you know what, bro? You know how it is, isn't it? Yeah. Look, I think we spoke about it on Monday. The number 10 situation where teams are now not playing. I don't know if Chelsea are you playing 4-2-3-1 or is your formation slightly different? Because it feels like a 4-3-3.
You're playing 4-3-3.
And I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem for a player like Kai Havertz, that you don't get the best. You know what I'm saying? He's better as a support striker, almost close to say Werner or Tammy Abraham or Giroud, whatever the option is. I feel like he's so much better there. Correct me if I'm wrong. By the way, it's been a goal at Bramall Lane, ladies and gentlemen. Can I tell you the spoils? Can I tell you what's happened? It's that man. I'm saying, hold on.
Hold on, my stream's behind, cuz. Hey, are you serious? Yay!
Oh, it's fantastic.
Wait.
A mistake from
What's
Dean
happened?
Henderson.
Break it down. What's happened?
I don't know what they're doing. Mistake from Dean Henderson, but they're playing all over the back. It's just ridiculous. The defending is so shocking. Manchester United, bro. Lindelof, Maguire, you are both a shambles. This is just... Honestly, guys, yeah.
Wait, what's that?
So
What's
basically,
happened?
obviously, Lindelof,
Break it down.
Maguire passing the ball. Hey?
Cuz.
What did you say, Oscar?
No, I'm saying break it down for me. Obviously, I'm not watching the game, so you got to tell me what's going on.
I'm getting there. So, what's it called? Maguire and Lindelof and Dean Henderson, they're playing like little bit, out from the back. Them ones out from the back, 6-yard box. But I think it's Maguire back to Dean Henderson. He's played a hospital pass, and then I don't know who's closed down Henderson at first, but whoever it was wins the ball, and then McGoldrick just literally taps into an empty net.
Hey, listen.
Ridiculous.
Hey, listen. Ollie's face here. He's pissed. He's sat in the bench like this, lad. He's fuming.
He's fuming. I'll tell you what, mate. Sheffield United. Come on, you blades.
So is it Henderson at fault for this goal?
Yeah. The whole back three, man.
I'm going Maguire. Or I think is it Lindelof or Maguire? I think it was Maguire or Lindelof. Whoever passed that ball back to Henderson, it was a hospital ball, David.
Oscar, yeah. It's a free kick. It's a free kick. Lindelof has decided to give it to Henderson. Henderson has decided to give it to Maguire. Maguire has decided to give it back to Henderson. I think who's number 4? I don't know who number 4 is. Closes it down. Henderson slips.
Okay, John Fleck.
Yeah. Boom. It's in the back of the net, mate.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oscar, we're talking Henderson, right? Number 10s. And sorry, not Henderson, Havertz. And that's what I was saying. I was, thinking that, maybe it's a shame because obviously, what was he, 89 million euros or something like that? You would
70,
think...
bro, 70. Man are adding digits every time. 70 million pounds, yeah?
If you watch Build, the German massive, them man are saying 89 million euro cuts. Them man are saying big P, fam.
Bro, I was listening to a podcast the other day. Someone said 90 mil. I said, where did 90 come from? Just add the numbers. I don't care what currency you're using, yeah? We're in England. Let's use pounds. Chelsea paid in pounds, bro. What is this?
Anyway, but yeah, when you buy a player of that magnitude, 70 million quid, right? He's a young player as well. He's got time. He's got plenty of time. But it was almost like he was bought without the thought purpose of we're going to play him in his best position. It seemed like a lot of these Chelsea players that they've bought over the summer. Don't get me wrong. I think they are calculated transfers. Of course they are. But at the same time, I feel like I'm wondering whether or not these are transfers that they thought about what's the first 11 going to look like next season. And here's where he's going to play. When you consider you've got Pulisic, you've got Havertz, you've got Ziyech, you've got Werner, you've still got Callum Hudson-Odoi who you're holding on to as well. You've brought in Chile B, you've brought in Thiago Silva, you've got Mendy in goal. But you've already got Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic. You know what I mean? You've got all these players there and you're sort of thinking, what was your first 11 going to be? Because I'm sure you probably didn't know at the start of the season, what could our first 11 be? And it doesn't seem like, I don't know if Lampard knows exactly what the best 11 is, but maybe you could...
Look, I spoke about most of this last week. Like, I feel like Lampard went into the season wanting to play a 4-2-3-1. And when he went in to play that 4-2-3-1, Havertz was going to be the number 10. And when he played number 10 against Crystal Palace, against Southampton, against West Brom. He played well in those games. Against Barnsley, he played number 10. He scored a hat-trick. I know it's Barnsley, but a hat-trick is a hat-trick at the end of the day. Yeah. So that's where Kai was supposed to play. Even in Kai's first press conference, they asked him, what position can you play? He said, I can play 8, I can play here, I can play there, but I like being the number 10. He made that clear that number 10 was where he wanted to be. So it just happened that we conceded a lot of goals and Lampard needed to fix that. So I don't think it was a matter of lack of vision. I just think when the vision became execution, it was like, oh, maybe it doesn't work the way we thought it was going to work. Now we got to change things.
Why end it so quickly? Surely this stuff takes time. You're going to have defeats. You're going to have bumps.
No, it wasn't bumps. We conceded 3 to West Brom and 3 to Southampton. These aren't bumps, Peter.
Listen, I know what you're saying, but at the same time, when everybody was playing that was fit, because the 3 goals against West Brom and against Southampton, did you have Mendy in goal with Thiago at centre half, with you know what I'm saying, with all the team? You didn't, right? So
we didn't have all the team.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is like, when I say there'll be bumps, there are going to be some hefty hits here and there, but it's the first year that these players are playing together. And when you've put in so many players in the first 11, it's going to take time to mold. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take some time to heal. Like, I think if Lampard sticks to his guns, I don't see it being as crazy as the 3-3 with Southampton and West Brom. I don't know, man. I feel like it seems like the plans have changed, and I don't know why.
But what you have to understand is, I get what you're saying. The plans did change, and that does seem a little rash. But when the plans changed, we won a lot of games. It wasn't like it just changed for no reason. Like we won their games in a row. Chelsea before Everton, we were 17 games unbeaten. So it changed for the better. We had results like we beat Leeds at home. We beat Sevilla 4-0. We beat I know Krasnodar's not really a great team, but we beat them 4-0. You know, we did like it made sense to move to a 4-3-3. Mount looked better in a 4-3-3. So like there's a bit of both. There's a bit of both. Let me get to some comments because there's a lot of comments. I'll leave the Timo Werner ones for later because we'll buy him later. SW6S London says Zuma just has to close that down. Can't blame attack too much. 1 point better than none. I don't think it's fair because if Zuma goes and closes that down, Neto is good enough to just pop the ball past him and go around him anyway. So either way, we were left stranded where we threw too many attackers forward in the last minute, and we got caught in the break. That's just football, innit? I don't blame Zuma for that. I blame the setup, if anything. In regards to Havertz, Lola O is saying it's the same as Aubameyang on the wing. Oh no, I think that's to do with Timo Werner. Sorry, that's to do with Timo Werner. Yeah, same thing. But yeah, she's also said the fact that their wingers are gone doesn't help. However, you have to change the system if they're not available, in my opinion. So yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because the system.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's a tricky one because like you can't just change. You can't be winning bare games and then you get a couple injuries. Now you've changed the whole system. So it's a bit catch-22. Yeah, I don't know what Lampard does next.
David, is this a reason in your opinion why Chelsea won't be in this title race or won't win this league? Let's say.
They'll get top 4 again, innit? So I don't think too many little mistakes that will make. That will cost them the title, not to be in the title race and that.
You don't think they'll be there long?
Nah.
When do you think they'll be out of it? What month?
Let me see the table. Well, they're thereabouts now. Where's the table? I'm trying to get the table, bruv.
Well, they're not looking at the table right now. Everyone is around the same. Like Chelsea are below Leicester, we're below Southampton.
Bro, you might have 6 points. You're behind Liverpool by 6 points already, bruv.
And
it's a bit of a gap.
And you've lost 3 games already. They've only lost 1. So it's a bit sticky, innit?
It's very sticky.
Yeah.
It's very sticky.
Fam,
yeah.
How much
Let me read some more.
How much for
Oh, sorry, go on.
Neto?
What was that?
I was saying, how much for Podence and Neto, bruv? How much is that combined?
See, the problem with that, yeah, like Neto's goal, yeah. Like as I said, IQ, bruv. You know his strong foot is the left foot, bruv. Don't show him on the left. Bring him inside. Make him go to who's his defensive partner again? I don't know who it was. Yeah, show him on his weaker. Yeah, show him on his weaker foot, bruv.
Do you think they studied it though? Do you think they knew about Neto like that? Did they think he's consistent enough to hurt them?
No, but Chelsea have done this before. Didn't they do it last season against West Ham? Yarmolenko at London Stadium, bro. You know the guy wants to go on his stronger foot.
Yeah. That was an Alonso.
You know what I'm saying?
Alonso mess.
Yeah. The Alonso and Rudiger howler. Yeah, I remember that. It was hilarious. But yeah, bruv, I don't know how much it's going to cost to buy those two, man, because I want Neto and Podence, man. Flipping hell, man. They're good and they're young, man.
All right, Pete, let me get to some of these comments so we can move on. Boss said, Lampard is what's holding back Chelsea. That team could be world-class with a serious manager. Peter, that's something you've said on this podcast before as well. Yeah. Maybe, but I'm just not ready to let go of Lampard just yet. I think Lampard's done a great job so far. So, yeah, what more can I say?
That's the problem, isn't it? It's the problem because, you know, it's not like Lampard's doing a terrible job. So obviously you don't want him out, don't get me wrong. But then say you had like, I don't know, an Allegri in that side or like a Simeone or whatever, because of the attack you've got going forward is bloody lethal. You get a manager who's very good defensively so that he can actually get the best. And Sheffield United, bro, he's gone wide. John Fleck could have made it 2-0. The guy was unmarked just outside the box. Yeah, they had a quick break here, Sheffield United. Manchester United are all over the place, but it doesn't mean they'll lose this game. That's the thing. Oh my God, the guy was literally unmarked.
Bro.
He had no one near him, bro. He had no one near him. Honestly,
guys,
it's unbelievable.
I've just seen the Henderson howler. Oh my days. What on earth is going on there? Oh,
what is going on there? What is going on there?
I thought they got rid of their rubbish manager.
Bro, do you know what I hate about Manchester United the most, yeah? Do you know what I hate about it, bro? It's one of them ones where they could finish top 4, top 3 like they did last year. But this is some of the same stuff we saw of them last season. Like we saw this last season and you think, yeah, you know what, Man United are dead, they're washed. But then they finished 3rd last year, guys. Do you know how mental that is, bro? Do you know how nuts that is? And every Man United fan, I'm sure, is sort of saying, hang on, we're better than what we're showing. But at the same time, we're so poor, but yet we finished not too bad. Does that make sense? It's so frustrating watching them. Well gone, Oscar.
No, I agree. Their quality in terms of players it doesn't add up. Like it just doesn't add up with what's going on with them.
Yeah.
Let me read some more comments. Shout out to Footy Agendas. He says, great job with the pod. Quick tip: given long format videos, add timestamps and titles in the description box to create YouTube chapters. Yeah, we might have to start doing that because our podcast is super long, and if you're going back trying to find a specific part, then it's hard. I'll do that. Right. I'll do that tonight and make sure that this one's up to scratch. Safe for that, bros.
Big up Footy Agendas.
What's that in there? Said, where's the man them tonight? Adrian is on the way. Robin and Ernest, you know what I mean? They don't even support Man United, so why would they turn up? Do you know what I mean? They pretend.
He's gone through. Oh, he's missed. He's gone over the bar. I'll tell you what, it was a good break for Manchester United there. Cutting from the left-hand side. The ball was flinged in over the side. Was it Bruno again? Who did that? Oh, what a pass. When you see this pass from Bruno, bro. Woo, woo, woo. And then, Rashford, you've got to do better. He's got one-on-one with the keeper, and he's hit it over. Ramsdale in goal. But yeah, entertaining stuff, man. 18 minutes gone at Bramall Lane. Entertaining stuff. But yeah, cool. Man, the Man United men are hiding, fam. They're not here, cuz.
What do you expect from them, man? What do you really expect? All right. More comments. Lola O said, nah, she meant for half games. Lampard has shown his in-game management needs work. So basically, the formation should change as the game goes on in terms of combating combating what's happening, combating the scenario. I could agree on that, but I just don't know. Like, if I was the coach of Chelsea when we went out to Everton, I don't know what differently I would have done. Do you know what I mean? Because
you think so?
I'm asking, what would you have done differently? Because we went there, like I said, with no winners.
You asked me this on Monday. I swear I gave you my team and what formation I'd set up for that game.
Oh, did we? Right.
Yeah, because we were literally having the wingers conversation, and it was that thing of like, okay, cool, I would have set up a bit differently. But she's saying in-game management, so not necessarily the first team, but like how do you solve it? But I suppose it's a manager's job to do that. It's a manager's job to figure that one out. And that takes a lot of training work in the midweeks because and don't forget, I think we have to take this into consideration. Yeah, a lot of teams, especially European man, them. Yeah, I big up AD on the wing, 100%. We'll get onto your team a bit later. But what's it called? Like, it's been very difficult for clubs or for managers, let's say, to train a certain method for the season because games are like that. When you're in Europe, they're coming thick and fast, right? And to teach what Lola's sort of saying is like to teach the players, because everybody in that team has to know what's going on when we've switched the transition, when we've decided to change the formation a little bit because we're seeing the game's going a bit left. So here's what we're going to do. That sort of stuff, you create scenarios in training, don't you, in the midweek? You say, if we're a goal down, here's what we'll do. Or if we're getting pressed out the park, here's how we adapt. If we're trying to chase the game, or if we're having to defend a lead, if we're down to 10 men, here's how we do all these things. Like, where is the time in the world to even teach that and hope that your players, when Lampard says, switch, it's plan B or whatever, that every player on that pitch adheres to it. And especially players that are not even starting regularly for Chelsea as such, because of the injuries you've got. So there's players that are now getting more game time than they originally would have thought at the start of the season. It's a very difficult job, in my opinion, to do. I don't know what you man are thinking.
Yeah, Adrian, you've had a few thoughts in the comments. What would you say? That guy's muted himself.
What, with regards to what Lampard and
Lampard and just managing the squad and how he's done so far?
I think ultimately, it made more sense going 4-3-3 last game because obviously Pulisic was back, but chiefly in the previous game, I can't remember who you played. In the Everton game, for me, it just made a lot more sense to go 5-3-2 based on the players he had at his disposal. And I think ultimately, as a manager, part of your role is to adapt to tricky, difficult situations. Personally, I feel like he had the tools to do so, yet he didn't. And now, subsequently, you've lost back-to-back games. I still think Lampard is decent. I'm not necessarily sold on him long-term, whether he's going to be great for Chelsea or not. I'm still sort of sitting on the fence. And I think he's done a lot of good things. But then again, I feel like he's shown his inexperience potentially. And the funny thing is, he did that quite well in his first season. I always look back at the Wolves game where we sort of changed his system to a 5 to deal with Wolves. Ironically, it was Wolves last season. Dealt with Wolves, and they actually ended up winning the game 5-2. Fast forward, just over a year, and for whatever reason, there wasn't the same level of tactical flexibility.
Yo, Oscar, on reflection, I've just seen the replay again for Sheffield United's goal. Fair play to Sheffield United. I don't think we credited them enough. It was all about Man United flopping about. But the way my man John Fleck chased down Henderson, or like he was just trapping that ball, fair play to him, man. Because he's a central midfielder, and my man's in the 6-yard box trapping down the ball. So fair play to Sheffield United as well, just in case any Blades fans are get onto us, bruv. I know a couple Blades fans still. Yeah, but Oscar, are you comments or I was going to ask a question, but if you want to get through the comments?
There's bare comments, so let me just run through them. Boss that Endo said, Chelsea are too naive. That's their problem. Big game cowards. Lola O said, the big game issue is looking kind of sus too. And I'm thinking, what is the big game issue? Because let's talk about the big games that we've had this season. We faced Liverpool. Our approach necessarily was a lot more defensive. We went down to 10 men and lost the game. We played Man United, drew. probably should have performed better in that game. But then when we faced Tottenham, I felt like we were the better team. We just didn't. Tammy Abraham started up front, innit? And he just didn't finish his food. If he finished his chances, that game could have easily ended 2-0, and you wouldn't be talking about approach or cowards. Do you know what I mean?
Oscar, does it worry you though that you haven't beat a big team this season? Does that worry you?
Yeah, everybody's got a goal.
Looking at it in context,
wow.
Like it worries me the way that we approached. I've said this, like the way we approached Man United was horrible. The way we approached Liverpool didn't work. So those two games, yes. The way we approached Tottenham, no, we beat Tottenham. The way we approached Sevilla away, we scored 4 goals against them. I think this team has grown into the season. Clearly, we lost against Liverpool. We drew that United game. We drew West Brom and Southampton, and we were all sitting here talking about Frank Lampard out. Then we went on a fantastic run where the formation changed. The team played better. We scored the goals. We still scored the most goals in the Premier League. Like, it's been a process this season. It's not been like, oh, the signings have dropped, now we're the best team ever. Nah, we've learned things along the way. So I think the way things have progressed.
But no goals against them?
Huh?
I said no goals against those sides though. United, Spurs, Liverpool. Liverpool we can understand, but you were home.
Are you listening to what
United
I'm saying,
and Spurs.
Are you listening to what I'm saying? Are you listening to what I'm saying though? I'm not happy with those games. I'm not saying those games are fine. Like
1-1 gents, 1-1.
Oh,
who's good?
Yeah. It's
Rashford.
It's Marcus Rashford. Woo! Yeah, it was bound to go in. It was he absolutely smashed it. Touch. The first touch is lovely. Ping outside the box, straight through into the center of the goal. Keeper should have done better, in my opinion, but maybe the pace was too much. 1-1 at Bramall Lane.
Trust.
But Oscar, what was you saying before? Am I listening to what you're saying? I didn't say you were happy.
Yeah.
I just said, are you worried? Are you concerned?
No, but
and you said you weren't.
But no, because the reason I'm not worried is because there's been a progression since then. Like the game that would have worried me is the fact that the Tottenham game, we played well, we were the better team, and we didn't put the ball in the net. Those other games against United and Liverpool, we were trying to improve the defense. Remember context of last season when Chelsea conceded 60 odd goals and everyone was saying we can't defend. Like, remember that.
Yeah.
Like that just doesn't go out the window. That's in Lampard's mind when he's setting out a team. So we're not trying to concede 4 against Man United at Old Trafford like we did the year before. So we go there over defensive. We play 5 at the back again.
But even then, wasn't that's Oscar. But wasn't Man United there for the taking this season? Couldn't they have gone, Adrian? Couldn't they have gone?
But I think Oscar makes a valid point. We can't lambast the manager for defensive naivety shown in his first season. He tries to rectify it. Like, ultimately, football, it's a simple game, but if you attack well and if you defend well, you're going to build a sick team. I think what Lampard has realised is, let him work on the defensive phase of things, get out his awful goalkeeper, bring in a decent centre half in Thiago Silva, and he's got the building blocks to progress. So I think Oscar actually makes quite a valid point, really. But I think it's just a matter of seeing if can Lampard now progress, where he's sort of his defence is stabilised. Can he now take the game to these opponents moving forward? So I think Oscar actually makes quite a valid point, and you sort of saw that against Spurs, even though it was 0-0.
Fair dues. Oscar, your next 5 games, can I go through them for you?
Go on.
So, West Ham at home on Monday Night Football. You've then got Arsenal away on Boxing Day. You're then home to Aston Villa on the 28th. 3rd of January, my birthday, ladies and gentlemen. We could do something special. It's Chelsea at home to Manchester City. And then on the 15th, when we have a break with some FA Cup action, Fulham away, West London derby. So in those 5 games, how many points do you reckon how many points is that? Was it 15 points? Out of those games, out of 15 points, how many points would you accept or you think you should be reaching?
I'd say out of 15, I'd say I expect 3 definite wins out of those. I think we could draw against Arsenal and we could draw against City.
So 3 wins. So that's 9. And so what's it? 11 points is what you're expecting.
Yeah, I guess. Well, no, 3 wins. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
11 points
pretty much.
out of 15. That'll be strong. If you can get 11 points out of the next 15, I'd say, you know what, that's a good return, and Chelsea can look on to bigger things. Anything else on Chelsea?
Yeah, let me finish these comments real quick. Boss Endo said, remember last season when Chelsea lost 3-2 to West Ham, a late Yarmolenko goal, very similar to the Neto goal. Correct. Yeah. SW6 said, exactly, Dave. That's why I'm saying should have known 95th minute. You can't be getting counted from your own box. Is that part of the naivety that people are talking about with Chelsea? Yeah. Lola said, great for Lampard is a stretch. He's been good in her opinion. Boss Endo said 48% win ratio and 4 less points than this time last season after spending 222 million. Lampard is doing an average job. Okay, you can say that, but I think when you look at the context, like before, because everything's happened so quickly, innit? Like this time last week, Chelsea were third, innit? We were third in the league, right behind Liverpool and Tottenham. And now 2 wins where it's not like we've been battered in any of these games. It's just been one goal victories. One of them was a last minute winner, and all of a sudden it looks like it's fallen out of shape. And I don't think that I can put all of that on Lampard. Lola O said United have enough top.
No, I was just going to say United had gone through here. It was a brilliant ball again from Bruno Fernandes outside the
my show, you're shocking, bro.
He chips the ball in the box. Tony Marshall doesn't score again.
Oh.
Bro, I've just seen Phil Jagielka in a Sheffield United shirt. This is going to be a long evening for the Blades. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, to Lola's
United have enough top level players to pull them out of stuff. But I don't know what out of stuff means. Can they get Champions League again?
I get that though, because you know, like how they've beaten PSG, they've beaten Leipzig, they beat Başakşehir. Then when you think it's all gonna die and fail, like Ernest always talks about the judge. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something you can't cancel them out. There's no way. Like we've watched Man United for too long now to just be like, you know what, this is the end of Man United now. Like they shouldn't be even in the top 4. But bro, it won't surprise anybody in the chat, anybody in this top 4 conversation, of them finishing in the top 4, and that's annoying.
Look what SW6 has to say to that.
He said,
Fergie be making them close to the high priest. That's how they get top 4 every year.
Honestly, you know what? If Ferguson his presence wasn't physically even around anymore at Old Trafford, I wonder how different life would have been. Because him still sticking around there. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen the memes now with just his fist? It's freaking hilarious. When you see that sort of stuff, it's frigging jokes. But like, yeah, Man United somehow seem to pull something out of a bag, blood, which doesn't even exist.
Adrian said United finished 3rd in a rubbish landscape. Good players, but overall not great. Adrian, do you want to expand on that?
Yeah, I was just sort of going over the point Peter was making when he said, well, United finished 3rd. Yeah, granted they finished 3rd, but how many points did they have? Did they even break 70 points last season?
No, 66. 66. Exact same as Chelsea.
66. Yeah, so you know what I mean? So I think it perhaps... Yeah, it's generous.
There's been another goal, ladies and gentlemen, at Bramall Lane. Sorry to cut you there short. I've dissed him just a minute ago, but I tell you what, he's shut in my mouth right now. Tony Marshall.
Oh, he scored.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes on the right-hand side. He looks over, passes it to Pogba in the centre. Pogba, lovely ball. Martial, he's done well. He hits it first time, right? But then, Ramsdale saves it. But the ball kind of goes over Ramsdale, and it's just like a ricochet. Then Martial can tap into the back of the net. He's done well. Paul Pogba with a lovely, delicious pass. He's done well, man. He's done well. Tony Marshall finally scores. They turned it around, ladies and gentlemen.
Martial finally scores. Footy Agenda says Martial scores. No surprise here. Why Sheffield have only got 1 point. Atrocious goalkeeping.
I'll tell you what, how much did they pay out Ramsdale for? Because I don't know what they were thinking signing him.
He was horrible last season. He was literally horrible last season. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Where they sign him from? Where they sign him from?
Bournemouth.
Listen.
Okay.
That's why they're going straight back down. He's taking them straight back down, bruv.
Oh, it's Rashford again. Back to Martial. Nah, the chance is gone. Mate, Man United could get... this is annoying. We could see a couple goals, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at 3 and 4 and 5 at the minute. The way that Man United are now finally getting to grip with this game.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I don't know what they were thinking from Ramsdale.
SW6X London says, keep Lampard, and he's done well ultimately, still learning, time will tell. That's a Chelsea fan saying that. So he's kind of in the same boat as me. Everybody who's not a Chelsea fan right now seems to be seeing the frailties of Lampard.
Guys, as I said,
what are you saying, David?
As I said, this team is young, yeah? The only thing they need to sort out now is that defense, bruv. That defense is just Higgy Haga, bruv. Zuma, you're not winning a title with Zuma, bruv. It's just
we've won 2 titles with Zuma. We've won 2 titles with Zuma. He's got 2 Premier League medals.
Wait. As the main guy, starting week in, week out. Week in, week
not
out.
Really, not really main guy. Not really main guy.
Go.
But he's got 2 Premier League title medals. He's got 2 Premier League title medals, bro.
Tried it, bruv.
He's got 2 medals.
Man's had Cahill at the gate. Man had Terry at the gate.
To quote Jose Mourinho had a famous interview where they asked him, I think it was Lampard. He's talking about Lampard's, what defenders he should sign, and he was just like, Zuma. You have Zuma. You don't need to buy. You have Zuma, and it makes perfect sense. Like Zuma's good, bruv. Zuma's he needs someone to hold his hand.
Zuma is good. I do wonder though. Like I think he was going to become the beast, yeah. But then that knee injury he got, was it against Man United, where he's landed awkwardly. Since then, he just hasn't been the same guy. Because when he first came in, man, I was so impressed with him.
No, guys, I've explained this on this podcast before. Like we said, when Zuma played in those title-winning trophies for Chelsea, he wasn't a starter. So when everybody keeps saying, oh, he got injured and since his injuries, he hasn't been the same. What's changed since his injuries? The only thing that's changed is you see him playing 38 games, whereas before you saw him play 10. Like, come on. This whole thing that the injury has ruined him, what has changed?
I think another thing as well is who he was playing next to. So obviously when he would come in and he'll play next to John Terry, obviously he looked good because he's playing next to a defender. Yeah. Whereas I think, but certainly before Thiago came in, Zuma was sort of looked to be that A-class defender, and he hasn't shown it to be. So, of course, he's going to look a lot better when Thiago Silva comes in because he's playing next to an experienced centre-back. So, maybe this may be his destiny, and you know what? It's not bad because he looks solid, if I'm being honest. Next to a proper centre-back, Zuma looks good.
Let me add to that, because when he went on loan to Everton and Stoke, I felt like that killed him because he was playing with some awful defenders, and it made him look awful. And I feel like what I'm saying is what's changed. I feel like his presence at Chelsea prior to the injury, even though he might have played, 10, 15 games or whatever, he just looked like this is a good signing. Where did Chelsea find him? He looks good. And then he went to Everton and Stoke and he was a shower of crap at those 2 sides. And it's not even his fault. Those 2 teams I'm mentioning defensively are god awful. And then, you've brought him back. And yeah, like you say, before Thiago Silva's come in, again, he's looked a bit Higgy Haga. And he probably will be a Higgy Haga defender. But I don't know, man. I thought there was more. Before he got injured.
I think to blame it on his injury, you'd have to point to something about his game that has changed since his injury. I'd say, would you say he's lost a yard of pace since his injury? No, he's still one of the quickest players on the pitch. Would you say he doesn't fly into tackles with the same confidence? No, he still does that all the time. Zuma is as good as he ever was. I think people overinflate how good they thought Zuma was because he played next to John Terry. And now he's playing next to Thiago Silva. He's just as good. This season he's been excellent. And that one mistake against Neto is one of the only ones we can point out from him this season. So even if you want to call that a mistake, I didn't even think it was a mistake. But yeah. Let me try and finish these Chelsea comments so we can finally move on. Boss Like Endo said 3-2 away at West Ham, 1-0 away to Newcastle, 2-2 at home to Arsenal and Wolves the other day. Chelsea shown their naivety time and time again. They're not serious under Lampard. Bro, He's lost 15 league games already in less than a year and a half. Do you know what? Last season, you'd be a fool to say Lampard wasn't naive last season. We, like you said, the games you mentioned, we lost a ton of them. I don't think we've seen the same Chelsea this season. I just don't. And I know there's that the somebody mentioned it in the comments earlier. Chelsea have less points at this point than they did last season. But right now we're a much better team. And if you can't see that by watching the games, then I can't help you really. Like we're a better side now than we were last season. So
you're definitely, but last season you were losing to teams like that you shouldn't be losing to. And this season, you put that right. Yeah, don't get me wrong, you put that right. But like Oscar's, like, you know, boss, like saying, and what other people are saying in the comments, it's that thing of when Chelsea come against the big meat, blood. Are they here? Are they ready for it, bro? Are they ready to cook? Because it seems that, like, when you look at those, like you said, there's context as well. So don't get me wrong, we've already spoken about the 3 earlier games this season, but you're going to look back at that. The results is what counts. You're going to look back at that and think, bloody hell, we got nothing in Liverpool, who. Even in that game, Liverpool weren't necessarily all that at Stamford Bridge. They did have their moments. They did have a moment of class, and they put the ball in the back of the net. But the Spurs game, the Man United game, two teams that you should have eaten, and they were there to be eaten. Okay, you didn't finish your food. Don't get me wrong. You did create the chances. You played better, no doubt. But when those results kick in, you also have to worry about the mental aspect of it. When I look at your next few games, the 5 that we were talking about, the reason why I think 11 points is going to be really good out of 15 is because then Chelsea would have broken a mental hurdle at the minute. They've gone 2 games in a row games, right? Let's see how they bounce back. And West Ham's a huge game for you on the weekend, on Monday Night Football. We're going to be doing the pod. So, I know you won't even be here mentally in terms of we're watching your side. But it's going to be one of those where it's going to it's going to prove really what is Chelsea. Are Chelsea made out of real metal? You know what I'm saying? Let's see, because these next 5 games are very, very important for Chelsea Football Club.
Lola said you've beaten no one in the top 10.
That's peak. But then how many of them have you faced?
Is it though? No, we faced a lot still. We faced like 7 out of the top 10 still. We faced quite a bit still. Right. I looked at the other day. But like I said, when we beat Leeds, they were in the top 10. Once we beat them, they were no longer in the top 10. So people start saying we ain't beat no one in the top 10. Do you know what I mean? When we beat West Ham, if we beat West Ham on Monday, that's a top 10 team.
Yeah, but I mean but Leeds are a team that just come up for the championship, though, isn't it? So quite a low barometer. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so Liverpool we lost to, Tottenham we drew with, Leicester we haven't played, Southampton we drew with, Everton we lost to, Man United we drew with, Chelsea is one of the teams in the top 10, so we can't beat ourselves. So top 9 essentially. West Ham we haven't played, Man City we haven't played, Wolves we lost to. So out of the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 teams we haven't played. Fair enough. No, fair enough.
Yeah, but
a fact is a fact, innit? I can't argue. I can't argue with a fact. I just don't hold that much weight in it.
Okay, fair enough. 4 you haven't played, but 3 you lost to, which only leaves you with what? How many left? Do you know what I'm saying? 4. Okay, 4. And how many did you win against 4? How many games have you won in the top 10? Is the question.
No, we haven't. That's the question. That's the point. We haven't beaten anyone in the top 10. That's the point.
But that's more.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah.
If United win, they go above Chelsea. One of the teams having a poor season, the other team is title challengers. Yeah, but it's all within context. It's all within context. Our team, finished top of our Champions League group. One of them Europa League. So
no, I was going to say, look, have we watched Chelsea and watched Man United this season? They're clearly 2 different teams. I don't know what Man United this is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can make out of them. Because if we were to predict where will Man United finish this season, no one is putting any money on any position. No one is.
No.
Whereas Chelsea in that age, they'll be top 4.
Speaking of Man United, Abdi065 said, whenever we go behind away from home, I'm never worried. We always come back somehow. However, we're due a battering soon. They're comeback kings, Man United. They're comeback kings.
I mean, if I look at Man United... Let me look at Man United's next few games, right? So Leeds at home is on Sunday. Leicester away on Boxing Day, Wolves at home on the 29th, at home to Villa on New Year's Day. Bloody hell, those are not nice fixtures, you know.
No.
But you could see them getting all 3 points in every single game. That's the funny thing. They
Yeah,
can
man.
easily get 3 points.
United were never out of this. United, like you said, with their squad, they're just never out of it. It's just you don't trust Ollie. You just don't trust Ollie. Okay, final few comments here, and then we can move on. Lola O said Bournemouth did great business getting rid of Ramsdale. That is a fact.
And Ake, but these men make pee, fam.
Yeah,
they made some pee.
They made pee on the way out still, and they ain't never coming back.
For real.
SW6X London said Zuma has picked back up his form though. I was worried after his injury. Him and Thiago are solid. Yeah. Last season he was shaky, but next to Thiago Silva, there's no question. Are we Rudiger, Christensen, Tomori? Are we asking any questions? No, it's Zuma's got that spot. So,
but is Zuma the man, Oscar? Would you improve on Zuma if you had the chance in the window? Would you improve on him?
As a Chelsea fan, I want it to work, and I think you improve on Thiago because Thiago's not going to be here long. Well,
I'm sure you're not going to give him a new deal anyway.
Yeah, but even if he gets another New Year deal, even if he gets another deal, so what? Like he's not long term. Zuma is our guy. Zuma is made in Chelsea. You know what I mean? Not literally, but he's been through the ranks at us. So we want Zuma to do well.
Is AD talking to us or is he just chatting to someone else?
I don't know. But the comments are talking to AD. Boss like Endo has said, "Yo, AD's arms are massive. Man's been hitting the gym."
Pump.
What? So AD's been doing them tier 3 gains, yeah? That's what it is. Okay.
yes, AD. Man's out there back in 24 hours. You know he's going gym after the pod, fam. You think his day's over? For some of us, we're sleeping. For him, it's pre-workout. Is all he's having right now.
Okay. We've got to the last comment on Chelsea. Finally, I didn't even talk about the Timo Werner stuff. People were cussing Werner at the top, and I didn't even get to comment on that. Lola O said Werner has no tech. Footy Agenda says Team Morata. Yeah, we're gonna have to on Monday. On Monday we'll cover Werner. We don't have him today.
We'll see.
Boss Ender says Peter Zuma was Everton's player of the season in 18-19. You flopped.
Imagine that. No, wait there. A comment like that does not mean you flopped. Did you see Everton last season? Or the season before?
Yeah, but he was their player of the season, he's saying.
I don't give a damn. What do you mean?
What do you mean you don't give a damn? We're not talking about Everton. We're talking about Zuma's career.
Oscar. Callum Chambers was Fulham's player of the season when Fulham went down. What are you telling me?
Did Everton go down, though?
What are you telling me, though?
I'm telling you, that told me that Callum Chambers did all right that year.
He might have done all right, but what's the standard here, bro? What is the standard?
Yeah, but you said he was bad, though. Come on, Peter. Come on.
Okay, hang on, Oscar. See, this is why I don't like you. Answer me this question. Do you think Kurt Zuma was good? Even though he got player of the season, do you think he was good for Everton that season?
I thought he was all right. Like, I didn't think he was great. I wasn't like, oh yeah, let's get Zuma back in the side. Now he's played at Everton. I wasn't saying any of that. But I didn't think he was bad as you made him out to be. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about another team.
Half-time at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Manchester United 2. We'll see what Chris Wilder has to say to his boys. In the meantime, shall we go over to the Emirates Stadium?
Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Arsenal got a point, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal got a point. Of course, David, Theo Walcott comes back to the Emirates and pings one against his old boys and celebrated as well. Celebrated quite happily. What were your thoughts on that game, mate?
I thought we were going to lose again. But finally, they get a Aubameyang in the box, bro. That's it, bro. That's all I was asking for, yeah? Just get a Aubameyang in the box, fam, and he will do the business.
Were we lucky to draw?
Look at this guy, bro. Oscar, you're such a clown.
I saw that one flagging, bro. That meme was going everywhere.
Listen, yeah, do you know what? Listen, we needed a bit of luck, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Thing hit the post. What's his name? Romeo hit the post or the bar, whatever it was. We could have nicked it at the end. We could have nicked it at the end, but you know, point is a point. Gabriel is a moron. I don't know what's wrong with. We're just tools, bruv. I don't know what we're doing, bruv. Honestly, yeah. When you got sent off, yeah, I'll sit there thinking, this someone's on for a bet here. How can we have another red card, bruv, in another game? I'll sit there like, someone's put on a bet. We need to do an inquiry. There's an investigation that needs needed. David, 35% possession Arsenal had in this game. What were your thoughts on that? Southampton having all the ball, bruv. Like, we're in bad form, bruv. Like, we're playing. Who did we start in midfield? Was El Neni and who?
And Ceballos
and
Beyblade you.
As I said, I don't rate. When we signed Ceballos, I was like, who is this guy, bruv? He's not it, bruv.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's not it, bruv.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, because I find it suicidal when you go into a football match with two central midfielders, right? Just in general. I just find that ludicrous, right? But then Southampton did the same thing, right? They played the exact same formation against us, right? And they looked so dominant, bruv. I don't even know what position Theo Walcott played. I haven't got a clue. Someone could tell me where he played because they had Armstrong, they had Walcott, they had obviously they had Danny Ings, Che Adams. I mean, they were all over the gaff, these lot. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, who and where is everyone? Do you know them ones? I couldn't understand it, man.
Like, Pete, yeah.
But,
like, we're playing 3-4-3 again. We've gone back to the 3-4-3, yeah?
Oh, boring.
And it doesn't work unless the wing backs are cutting in or, like, we don't have... Yeah, the system don't suit us, man.
Why can't we have 4-2-3-1, David? That's all I want, lad. Just 4 and play Ceballos in the 10. If you know, let's forget Ceballos being deep in midfield, bro. I can't stand seeing him there. I bet you he's a lot much more. I bet he's a more creative player than we make him out to be. If he doesn't play so deep, I'm sick of it. The guy was picking up the ball from deep every single time. I was like, no, man, shove him forward. Let him be the number 10. It's bought. Pepe hasn't played a Premier League game in how long? And look at the shower of crap he was yesterday. Or whatever it was we played. Look at how rubbish he was. And you know Willian will play at Everton on the weekend. And we'll be cutting that as well anyway.
Listen, we're going to lose that game, bro.
Yeah, Everton are looking good for money at the minute.
Everton, I think, as I said, yeah, our midfield is shocking, bruv. And I don't think Aouar fixes that.
It needs more than Aouar, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need about 2 creative midfield, like 2 quality midfielders. You know, like we used to have in a squad, yeah? We would have Ramsey, Cazorla, Wilshere, Ozil. You had 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? 4 creative attacking midfielders.
That know how to ball, bruv. We don't have ballers in this thing, bruv. Man, that we know how to control the game, bruv. So,
in terms of what you lot are saying about the midfield, there's been a few comments that align with that. Lola said that Southampton have mobile midfielders, Arsenal don't, and that's the difference between the two. She also said that Ceballos is not a 10. He hasn't got it like that. So maybe you might need an Aouar or someone like that. It's a mixed bag in the comments. Footy Agenda said, good game overall by Arsenal. 1 point might prove important in the relegation battle. He's cheeky. He's a cheeky one. He actually fooled me. Lola said, I told you it would be a draw. Wasn't shocked at all. Saka is king until further notice.
Yeah.
Arsenal celebrating a draw to Southampton. It's actually so embarrassing. Who celebrated that, though? That's a lie, Abdi. You celebrated that. Come on.
But the truth of the matter is, yeah, like, I thought we were going to get piped, and I think we were lucky to get away with a draw. And considering we're down to 10 men, for me, it looked like Southampton thought they had an hour to play. Like, they were not penetrating enough. I know Redmond hit the bar, but, like, these men, like, every time they had the ball, and you know, like, when we were penged in our own half, like, they were just sort of like, yeah, let's just throw it in there. We'll see what happens. And I was thinking, nah, Southampton, you've actually got to capitalize on this. And if you leave with a draw, you should be pissed. And at the end of the game, the coaches, the coaching staff, they were not happy. Danny Ings was effing and blinding. You know, like now there's no crowd. You can hear everyone's making noise. It's just one of those ones where Southampton will feel like, damn it, man, we should have eaten Arsenal alive. And we were down to 10 men. But like you said, David, maybe we needed that luck. But the truth is, yeah, it's just, I would have agreed with you if we were playing somebody like Fulham or West Brom, or Brighton, maybe at home or whatever else. But we're going to Everton away on the weekend, and our Monday's pod is because it might be revert to type. Do you know them ones? It could just be literally that again. Yeah.
Lucky's left a comment for you. Lucky just wanted to annoy you today. He said, regretting Ozil absence.
Lucky, bro. Like, it's like, do you know what? Yeah, like this season is so mad. Yeah, that we're gonna look back in history and be like, hey guys, remember in 2020-21 when Arsenal left Ozil out the squad? Like, it's gonna be the most ridiculous thing to remember when we leave this saga 3 or 4 years from now. It's so, of course, we're regretting Ozil, Lucky, man. It's an absolute mess how he's not in this squad, how he's not starting games for Arsenal. Because I'm hearing people say he doesn't have to start, he can be in the bench. I'm like, no, you start the guy, bro. Like, he is a world-class midfielder. He is a World Cup winner. He is a top baller, creates the most chances, rare, tear. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, yes, Ozil is the answer in terms of if he doesn't fix our problems. Just like David said, Awar isn't going to necessarily change the whole scope of everything. There's a lot of mess that needs to be done. I feel like we need to wash all the players that we need to get rid of. And then, you know, even if Arteta just played the youngsters, you'd think, oh, you know what, fair enough, man. We're all going to get behind Willock. We're all going to get behind Nelson, Smith Rowe, Balogun, Nketiah. No one will be mad. But I'm in a season where Lacazette has played more number 10 games this season than Mesut Ozil. I'm in a season where Willian is playing week in, week out. Hector Bellerin, doesn't matter what his performances are, week in, week out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing Maitland-Niles trying to, you're saying, Lola's saying that he can't get back. Lola, put money on it today. He will be in the starting 11 come. Are we playing Sunday or Saturday? Come that weekend, fam. We are playing Willian in that midfield. It's Saturday 5:30. Good grief. But yeah, and Pepe doesn't help himself though. This is the thing. No matter what anyone wants to say about Pepe starting or not, but the guy, bro, what did he do yesterday? Someone tell me.
No, big man thing. Big man thing. Peter, Pepe was so whack. Yeah, I didn't even know he was there half the time. I'm thinking, you guys complain so much about Willian, but your replacement is air. Like, Pepe's air. He's the only one that you feel like maybe if you put him in the final third, maybe he can score. But he's not even clinical. He's not even accurate when it comes to finishing. So yeah, it's a tough one because Arteta, you've got who do you pick for that wing? Willian or Pepe? Those are the only two options.
Reece Nelson, fam. fam.
Yeah.
Reece Nelson's air as well, bruv. Reece Nelson's air as well. They're all air.
Bruv, Oscar, one thing
he's young
above Willian and Pepe.
He's fresh air.
Oscar.
You're telling me he's fresh air. That are old air.
Oscar, one thing he gives you, bruv, better than Willian and better than Pepe, he frigging works his socks off. And he actually does create chances. He takes shots. He actually does stuff with the ball. Like, literally, I'm all for the Hale End FC. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm all for it, cuz. Because there's no need. Like, we need Maitland-Niles starting. We need Reece Nelson starting. Obviously, Saka. Like Lola said, bro, the king at the minute. Yeah, until further notice, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Nketiah. That's never
will it. Never hit. PR, Willock's air as well.
Listen, I'm not going to lie, yeah. Willock, yeah. Like... Yeah, it's not. He's not easy on the eye. I'll give you that. But Smith Rowe.
Ever since I've seen this kid Willock put on an Arsenal shirt, I've always asked you, Peter, what does this kid do? What is he like? Who is he? What does he do? Nothing. There's a few comments on Nelson because I said Nelson's air. Lola O said I'd play Nelson over Willian too. Plus he can hold on to the ball. Willian holds on to the ball probably better than Nelson. Let's not lie, guys.
Steady.
Reece, SW6S London said Reece Nelson is an heir. He's got talent.
Facts.
What talent? What's he talented at? What's he good at?
I think, guys, see the problem with Arsenal, is that we don't have a system where, okay, they just slot in. All right, this is what you do. It's not like for example, if Foden's not Man City, are we seeing this Phil Foden that we're seeing? Right, there's no system.
Good question.
There's no system in place, bro, where, okay, this is what I need you to do. Our football is higgy hagga, bro. So what do you want Nielsen and thing? What do you want them to do, bro?
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
Do you know what I mean? Pep says, stay wide, keep it wide, then cut in when you get in the box. So you see Phil Foden doing his tinkers. When Nielsen and Willock come in, always saying, just put the work. All they do is put the work in. No, blood. I need you to
hearing headlights.
You know what I'm saying? There you go.
You've got a point. You've got a brilliant point, because the system at Arsenal is not set up for a young player to come in and do well. I think people just compare it to a player like Saka and say, well, Saka's come in and been amazing. So why are we not seeing the same for a Nelson or a Willock? Boss Anderson said Arsenal have the most new youngsters. He's not running them, man.
No, for example, like Saka, Saka's job is run up players, bruv. And you saw for the goal, for Aubameyang's goal. Man's twisting that man, gives the pass and get her through. Simple. That's why he's doing well. Now you told why is Arteta telling Willock and Nelson to do, bruv?
But Nelson can't do that.
That's true.
Nelson's not capable of that.
No, what I'm saying
of what Saka did. What Saka did to create that goal, Reece Nelson doesn't do when he plays for Arsenal.
No. But what I'm saying, Saka is playing wing back. His job is to provide, go down, beat players, cut in, and provide for everyone, So he's doing that well. Obviously, defensively, he can improve. No problem, bro. What's Nelson's thing? What's their role in the team? Is what I'm saying. It's not defined.
Yeah, it's a good question, bro. It's a good question. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Arteta's number one problem at the minute at this football club right now is that you don't know what he's trying to do. You don't know what the game plan is. You don't know what different players' roles are. And it's a bit like, as you said, anyone that jumps in, what are they supposed to be doing? Go on, Adrian.
Yeah, my one saving grace for Arteta used to be we may sort of start to see the semblance of this football plan, of this identity, once he gets rid of all the crap players. But he loves the crap players. Jack is his guy. So it's like, well, I'd rather see Emil Smith Rowe, Wilson Nelson, whoever it may be, play in a defined system, not necessarily be good enough, but you can see the scope for improvement, and then ultimately you say, okay, cool, we'll go with upgrades or some better players. But it's like, what is it that Arsenal needs? Because I don't know at the moment. It's like you need seven or eight different things, and to play where, only good can tell you at the moment, mate.
As I said, Adrian, it's like when Klopp, this is why I always compare us to Liverpool. Klopp come in, this is the football I want to play. Saka can't play it, get him in the bin, bro. Karius conceding goals in the Champions League, for get him out, blood. Who else did you have? Jay Spirit, all them lot, clear them out. They're not good enough. We can't say if they're good enough because you know what I'm saying.
But Adrian hit something on the nail right there. Arteta is picking and liking the dead guys, fam. And that, like I said to you, my decision on him why I don't want him to be the manager is simply because his decision making is atrocious. Like the renewing, when people are telling me, Ray, you should have signed David Luiz's new contract because he's the best you got. No. You go in the window and you buy a top centre half. You know what I'm saying? You don't play, because he's wash and he's the best of the wash. Let's play him. You know what I'm saying? Then you go and buy Willian. You went and looked for Willian. You actually went and pursued the brother. You gave Cedric contracts, Mari contracts. Like it's a mess. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is clear. You know the way there.
4-year deal for Cedric.
You know what I'm saying? 4 years. Willian's got.
And he's not good enough to be. And he's not even good enough to be Southampton's backup right back. they've got Kyle Walker-Peters, and they've got is it Jan Valery? So he's Southampton's third best right back. Come on, man.
Bro, it's
Bro,
a mess, bro.
he's not even our backup right back because we played Maitland-Niles ahead of him. Maitland-Niles, who's not a right back. You know them way there. So, where is Saliba? Can somebody find him for me? Find him for me. You know what I'm saying? What we would rather have, like we said, Hayland FC, even when they make the mistakes and we're getting the same score lines and whatever else, no one's going to be battering the whip at Nelson or at friggin' Smith Rowe, Balogun, Nketiah. There's a good crop. Man said that our youngsters are meaty. I'm sorry, bruv. How many clubs do you know that will play that many youth in the league?
Now, I agree, though. Let's be real. Not all of them are going to make it.
Let's find out.
Let's call it spade a spade. Not all of them will make it.
Bro, Adrian, yeah, let's find out, bro. Instead of playing this shower of crap.
Oh,
bro.
no, I'm with you. Definitely, I'm with you. 100% I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. Now, but I'm just saying that long term, not all of them will make it.
I'm with you when it comes to this comment. Lola O said, Emil Smith-Rowe, as young as he is, should get games here and there. A man can't complain about lack of creativity and not even try to use him. I feel like there's certain young players who, even when they're playing in the Europa League or whatever, you can just see that they've got something about them that is going to benefit the first team. I think he's one of them. I don't think some of your other youngsters that get a bit of game time here and there are. But let me go back through some of these comments and then we can continue this conversation about Arsenal because there's been a lot. Earlier on, Peter, when you said that's why I don't like you, Boss Like Endo thought that was hilarious. He said, I told you Peter hates Oscar being his number. Bro, my man, Boss Like Endo said Zuma was player of the year, and you said that's why you don't like me. Like it had anything to do with me. Oh, that is hilarious. What other comments were there? You were
jumping on that way because you know what I was saying, and yet you were jumping on that. Oh, second half has started, by the way, at Bramall Lane. Man United looking good again.
That was a long 15 minutes.
Hey?
That half-time break felt long, bro.
Trust me, bro.
SW6X London said Arsenal were wobbling but rescued it. Boss Like Endo said Arsenal have a discipline issue. Arteta needs to put Chile up their bums if they get a red card so they know not to do it again. Big man, are you in bondage? What's going on there? Shout out to Robinho.
It's a bit 50 shades.
Robinho, fam.
Hey, Maguire, bruv.
Man like Robin in the comments. Robin said, what's good, man, them? Sorry I can't be there today. Part of the crowd tonight. Has Peter been cancelled yet? And how is the team in Manchester to you lot? Huh?
I think
you know my thoughts. Do you know what it is, yeah? Robin, do you know why Robin is chatting so much gas, yeah? Because Man United are going to win the next 3 games and they're going to be in the title race and he'll be back here supporting United again. We know it's coming. We know it's coming.
Do Ernest and Robin get a medal? Because like obviously in the Premier League, like you have to play a certain amount of games. Surely you have to be a fan for a certain amount of games to celebrate the trophy. What's the cut-off point? Is it 25? Is it 20? What's the cut-off point?
If United win a trophy, they're not allowed to celebrate the trophy. They can't. You gotta be with your team in the dumps as well as in the happiness.
Even me, fam. Even if Arsenal win a trophy this year, this is not mine. If Arsenal women win the league,
realistically, it can't be. Yeah,
realistically, you can't denounce your team and then claim it when results turn around.
Come back on the prodigal son thing.
Fam, WSL league this season, fam. That's what I'm about, fam. You know what it was? Top 3, fam. Top 3.
Nah, but I guarantee you guys, Man United are going to pick up some form, get a few results, and they'll be back.
I'll tell you what, you talk about the form. Marcus Rashford has just put it through the net. The counter-attack was so superb. Imagine this, right? Pogba, Bruno, Martial, and Rashford on a counter-attack. It is one of the most scariest things in football. My goodness. But then again, against the Sheffield United side, that is down.
The finish was naughty still.
Peter, all I want to know right now is who got the assist?
It would have been Martial.
Oh, for flip's sake. Fair enough.
Martial, let's see. Oscar, the pre-assist, Oscar, was Bruno Fernandes.
That doesn't mean anything for me, PR. That doesn't get me fantasy points. That doesn't do anything.
Brother, Ramsdale's dead, fam. No. The replay shows that the ball went underneath him. What's this?
Bruv, he's whack. He's been whack.
What's this?
Ramsdale, bruv. He's having a mare, bruv.
Okay, so Boss Like Endo said David says brav like Castillo from Pack Chat London.
You know what's funny? I was watching a Castillo video on YouTube. Yeah, he was telling a story, bro. The story was like an hour 15. Literally, it was a short, bro. It was like a film, and he was telling us some basic one of these trader guys gave him money. It's ridiculous, man.
Oh my lord.
Right, there's been hella comments, Peter. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna come through. Robinho came back and said, I mean, I was there for the first 3 months. I played my games. So he's saying he gets a medal. He should get a medal because he's got enough game time in it.
Oh, mate. That's funny, bro.
What a goal. Well, there you go, Robin. You're 3-1 up at Sheffield United. So
Ramsdale's having a medal still.
Yeah, right. Bro, like you said, I think you know what? I never thought Sheffield United would go down because I feel like, you know, they've had some horrible games to start the season with. They'll get back to form. You know what I'm saying? Like Burnley, for example. If you see Burnley now, yeah, they're finding their feet again. But the goalkeeper and the fact that they spunk 24 million quid on Liverpool's youngster, mate, I don't know. They could be in the dumps.
Just want to interject here quickly and say, if anybody's watching us for the first time, we normally do our show Mondays 8 p.m. every single week. Today we did a special watch along for Man United just because that's midweek fixtures. We thought, why not? But yeah, SW6 said Cedric isn't even dead though. Arteta confused me as to why he doesn't use him over Bellerin.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I don't think Cedric's dead. Remember, he was in Premier League Team of the Year one season. I think it was 2016. He was in Premier League Team of the Year. I was shocked by that. It was shocking, but he's not a dead player.
Well, Lola says Ainsley Maitland-Niles was all right. I'm not trying to see Bellerin back in his team. So who do you guys have at right back? Cedric, Ainsley, or Bellerin?
Ainsley, man. Put Ainsley in there, man.
I'll keep Ainsley in there. I'll keep Ainsley in there, man. I'm not mad if I see Cedric on the pitch. Bellerin, however, will start on Saturday night along with Willian, and it will be.
Listen, if I see Bellerin, if I see Bellerin, Arteta out, bro. Because you're just looking to lose games, bro. You're just looking to lose. No, if Bellerin is on the bench, bro, I need that same energy, bro. Leave him out, bro. I don't want to see him on the bench, bro.
Is Brewster playing?
No.
See, that's why.
It's a McGoldrick thing.
That's why.
Man said that's why, bro. The defending is shocking. The
Robin said, imagine United with good coaching.
Well, a good coach, Robin, would buy a new back four. That's number one, and buy some DMs. Because at the end of the day, Man United they look great against dead teams, and you can get caught in the gas. But when they play a team worth any ilk, fam, wobbling. Anyway, but yeah, I guess.
Sarah said, I was wondering why it was a midweek one today. Thanks for the update, Oscar. Yeah, well, it's midweek football, isn't it? Midweek football, Premier League. So why not?
Is that Lucky's wifey? Yeah, because I'm seeing man's jumped on 2 YouTube channels, fam.
I don't understand. We saw Lucky on the earlier commenting as Lucky. Now he's commenting as Lucky Sarah. Maybe that's Shanika on the channel. I don't know.
Yeah, done, no.
But yeah, shout out. But yeah, go subscribe to that channel as well. Said Peter is taking a huge step towards the safety line.
Wow.
What?
With what?
He said, earlier he said, Peter's on good form recently. He ain't cancelled. He's my guy again. You're on good terms with Boss Like. You're on good terms.
Now, I just got to get Abdi over, bruv. And Lola as well, fam. That man wanted to kill me, boy.
To be fair, Lola's had every right, though, innit? Because she called this whole jacketing from day. And you was on a jacketing for time.
No, Joy, it's not even like I'm on a jacketing, yeah? It's not even like that. It's just that if I take out Granite Xhaka right now, yeah? I say, the wife's here. All right, big up.
You're done, no?
She said, we do. She said, I hear you guys in my eardrums every Monday. Shout out to you.
Right, big up. Subscribe to Lush or Sorrow. You know what, bro? You know I just deeped that what they've just done there, fam. I'm like 20 years late. I just deep what they've done. Anyway,
that's husband and wife. Lucky.
Abdi065 says the jury is still out on Peter. We're still scrapping. After that, we'll be cool. I've still got to set up this fight, haven't I? Abdi versus Peter.
Bro, I want that MGM Graham, fam. I need the big P, fam. No.
Well, to be fair, if I put in a call to Logan, I can get you guys on the undercard of Logan versus Mayweather, and we'll sort that one.
Well, let's talk the guaranteed P, my G. All right.
Yeah, peanuts.
But yeah, bro, Arsenal, man. Let's see if they bounce. But the truth of the matter is, fam, every Arsenal fan get that seatbelt strapped, cuz, because it's a bumpy ride, fam. Unless Arteta changes his ways and actually plays football in a certain way, then other than that.
Can you guys please, if you're watching, put in the comments what you think the score will be, Arsenal versus Everton. I'm really intrigued.
Let's get it right, Oscar. Let's get it right.
Same thing. Same bloody thing. I'm really intrigued to see what people think is going to happen and how it's going to play out, because obviously Everton are on good form, beating Chelsea, beat Leicester, now going to Arsenal. No, inviting Arsenal to their ground. And we'll see how that one plays out.
That could be a humiliation in that game. That could be. And the thing is, Arteta will set up very defensively going to Goodison Park, and it will play into the hands of the Ancelots. Get me? He's going to duppy us. Southampton, by the way, quick note, I put it in the group.
Hey, these comments are funny, bro. So Footy Agenda said Everton 3, Arsenal 1. Lola said Arsenal draw. Robinho said 2-1, all scored by Arsenal. In what goal? Who wins 2-1? It's just
absolute clown. He's saying we lose. He's saying we lose, bro.
Oscar lost. Okay, go on.
Lucky said 1-0 Everton with their 4 centre backs. I don't get what that means.
Yeah, bro. Look, like
Holgate and Godfrey.
Oh, so they've got 4 centre backs, even their full backs and centre backs. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. No, he's not wrong there, fam. I don't see Arsenal winning there. I don't see them winning there at all. I don't see us winning for about 4 games, which is worrying. And even then, I think the 4th. You could say, "Hi, do you want to know what our 4 games?
4 more games.
Do you want to see what our 4 games is? Do you want what our next 4 games is, fam? You ready? So obviously away at Everton, home to Chelsea. It's not going to happen, is it? Right? Away at Brighton, is okay. Man City's in there in the Carabao Cup. If you care, if you don't care, I don't know if we're worrying about that. Man City at home, quarter-final, by the way. Away to Brighton, fam. Brighton beat us home and away last season, fam. They beat us twice at home in the last 2 seasons, right? I don't even remember winning at Brighton, ever. Then West Brom in the new year, when they've got Big Sam, fam. I'm not on it, cuz. I'm not on it. And then Zaha comes to the Emirates with Eze. This time he's coming strapped with Eze as well, fam. It could be interesting.
Hey, Eze will spin you like the Emirates. The thing is, Eze like he blows hot and cold, but a day like the Emirates Stadium, that's the day he'll show out. He will show out.
You know what I'm saying? The grass is nice, the ball is slick. You know what I'm saying? They big up the ground staff for Arsenal. Them man water that pitch down, fam. You get me? It's gonna be slick. It's like playing at the Crucible. The thing is, any team that can play ball, I told man, they will come and collect points. If you can kick what lastly on Southampton, they can pass and move, blood. Them man get the ball, pass, move. By the way, Che Adams, was giving Gabriel a bundle in the sense.
What did I tell you about Che, bro? I told you Che's gonna do damage.
Man just came in like this, all hench and that, giving man the business, but I was like, yo, allow my guy, bro. Leave Gabriel, bro. He's only 22, man. Let the man settle. You know what I mean? Let him settle. But anyway, and no Gabriel for the next what? Is it? Oh no, it's only one game.
One.
So no Gabriel at Everton with Bellerin and Willian. It's over.
Listen, if Mustafi starts here, we're done out here.
Oh, God, Mustafi! Pablo Mari, please, man. Get Pablo Mari in there, man. Come on.
Last couple comments. Lush Osaro also said Arsenal 0, Everton 1. So everyone's predicting either an Everton win or a draw. No one's going for Arsenal in this game. And to be fair, why would you?
They're not silly people. They're not stupid.
Why would you? Abdi065 said, man's from NSG. We don't do this professional fighting thing. Link man at Hyde Park on New Year's Eve.
Mad.
You're not from ends.
That's a New Year's Eve.
If you're looking to fight in Hyde Park. No one from ends fights in Hyde Park. What are you talking about, bro? Who's organising a swingers in Hyde Park? What is that?
Blood. You know what I'm saying?
But Peter, he's offering to tump you into the new year. That's what he's saying, basically.
Into 21. Oh, mate. Like you said, bro, you never organised for Hyde Park, cuz.
That's what I'm from ends. Let's fight in Hyde Park.
You know, if you said Finsbury Park, if you said Burgess Park, there's some credibility. I understand. Kennington Park, holy smokes. You know I understand that. But man said the Hyde?
Bro, did you know how he's not serious? Did you know how big Hyde Park is?
Meet up, bro.
It's gonna take 47 minutes just to find each other. But by the time you find each other, you won't even be bothered no more. Yo, brother, where are you?
Man said marble up.
Bro, do you remember us, man? When we go and link up at Hyde Park, blood, and man them said, you think of Hyde Park, where in Hyde Park, blood? No one knows what they're talking about.
Victoria Station side, bro. No.
Me, blood, I'm talking Marble Arch. You know what I'm saying? Like, come down.
Paddington.
Hey, come, man standing by Buckingham Palace, bro. Yeah, Buckingham Palace side, bro.
Yeah. I'm on Park Lane, fam. I'm on Park Lane. Park Lane, bro, get the heck out of here. Flip it, Green Park. Bro, I come out of Green Park Station one time. I said, where the heck am I, fam?
Some man are at the lake and some man are at Speaker's Corner. It's all mad. It's all mad.
What's the name of that long road?
Yeah, Park Lane, I think. Edgware Road. What, Edgware Road?
No, not that one. Edgware Road. Where's that Lebanon in there? Bro.
No, Edgware Road, fam.
Man.
He said it's like Lebanon. Oh my gosh.
I've been on. If you've ever been on an N16 in Edgware Road, fam, we're talking 2-3 a.m. in the morning, and every shop's open. Holy smokes, bro! I can get a shawarma, bro, at 3 o'clock in the morning, fam. That's when you know.
Bro. That's the longest road known to man. That takes you all the way to Edgware. That one road. It's from central to deep north.
No. Do you know where Edgware is, fam? Certain man never been to Edgware, fam. You know them ones.
All right, let me finish off these comments. Robinho said, "What happened to our WWE tunes, though? Did Vince come down with the lawsuit?" Peter.
What WWE tunes? Oh, what? At the Arsenal?
WWE tunes at the Emirates. Come on,
fam. Obviously, Europa League and that man get that UEFA's all higgy hagger, bro. I'm not trying to get in no trouble with UEFA. Yeah, that's the last. I diss them as it is, bro. That's the last thing I want to do. But do you know what it is? Obviously, Christmas season and that. Then man have to walk out to that Mariah Carey. I got to walk out to that Mariah Carey. You get me?
Is there no lie to you?
Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, I think there's a bit of a correlation. I remember you played Triple H. You managed to beat Liverpool. I can't remember the last time I heard Arsenal play a WWE tune. Coincidentally, the other one since God knows when. 4 games it's been.
It's true.
Now, do you know what it is?
5, actually. 5.
There was a tune, yeah. Let me think. There was a tune, yeah. And it was like a disrespect to WWE. It was Bret Hart. I played a Bret Hart tune on the week of, I think it was the Montreal Screwjob anniversary, like whatever, however many years. Like we got piped by Leicester, yeah. That man said, nah, never again. Yeah, that man were like, nah. Leicester put man in a sharpshooter. They were giving it. I said, okay, you know what? We have to switch it out. We have to switch it out for them. Now, no lawsuit. Vince McMahon ain't said nothing to me yet, boy. Bro, he was still coming up now, bro. He's 70. Look at him, bro. Wham.
Of all weeks.
All right. There's a lot of comments about the joke beef that's going on, so I'm going to finish those and then we'll get back to the football. Abdi said, "I've never ever been there, bare feds." He said, "I seriously want to fight." You know, Adrian, there's a lot of love for your Lebanon joke about Edgware Road. I said Edgware is the end. Robin said, "Shisha must be smoked, bro." the quick hit. I've never understood shisha, but yeah, it's a thing. Oh my gosh. I could have swore that I saw Peter on Gilbert High Street the other day. What are we talking about now? We're going back to football. This is absolute nonsense. We're going back to the football.
Let's bring it back to the footy.
Of course, we could trust Lola to have the football comments. She said Che, since the end of last season, has finally come to play. He's been sick, bruv. He's been sick. He's been the enforcer.
You was giving it larger, but for Che before, yeah, and I got a yield to that still. You was bringing it up larger. Che has done good, man, and he's going to improve. He's going to get better. Another assist as well against Arsenal. So if you got man in the fantasy team, fam, he's going to stack it up for you, bro.
The thing is, I don't even think he's a fantasy guy. Like he might not score every week. He might not assist every week, but he puts in a shift for the team. Like I watched him back in the last season. I think they played Bournemouth, and he was excellent. And he scored a goal, and he hadn't scored in time. But I could see that even if he doesn't score, this guy is supplying Ings. He's supplying, helping the runs of Armstrong and whoever it is. He's a sick baller, bruv. He's going to help them go a long way.
Is he basically Shane Long 2020? Like that industrious, pacey forward. He's not necessarily going to score you a ton of goals, but you see his purpose in the team, in the two-man strike force.
Do you know what? Shane Long, I get why you say Shane Long, but because he's so big, I can't even say Shane Long. Like it has to be someone of that stature to equate him to. I can't even think of who. Because you can't get the ball off him.
Heskey Owen.
Bruv, Heskey. You can't get the ball off him. That's why. Che's too sick. Boss Light Endo said, am I the only person who dislikes the new kickoff times? I miss Saturdays when there were 7 fixtures in one day. Nah, I disagree, Boss Light. I want to watch all the games. I like the fact they're all on TV.
You know what though? I'm not mad either way. I do kind of miss it. I do kind of miss because I can't watch like a Gillette Soccer Saturday or BT Sports Score anymore because what? You're going to talk about this dead Borough, you know what I'm saying? Burnley versus Villa.
Well, they sacked all the people anyway.
Yeah, they sacked every one of them.
Yeah, and they've given us Dross as replacements. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm all for seeing new faces and whatever, but like Clinton Morrison, you know what I'm saying? What's the girl's name? Is it Sue Ship? What is her name? Sue Sutton, anyway. Like, I'm not here for it, fam. You know them way there. I'm not here for. But and then steady.
Then it just got cancelled, you know.
Yeah, you can't be. Nah, let me interrupt you before you cancel yourself again. Right, Lola O said it's all the game so that all the games can be watched, and I agree, bro. I'm trying to see all the games. Like that's why I've been doing well in the fantasy this year until Lucky overtook me. Shout out to Lucky. I was doing really well in fantasy because I've been watching football and I know who's playing well and who's not. But yeah, you can't do that when all the games are on at 3:00. It's just hard to see everything. Lola O said, "Oi, did you hear Edu's comments about Willian, Peter?"
Unfortunately, yes, I did, and not just on Willian, even on Arteta. You know, like for me, like he genuinely believes this guy is going to be good for Arsenal, and I can't get why. Obviously, he has to back his signing, innit? He's got to back a player that he's probably suggested to join the club. But man, I did, unfortunately. And I'm not happy with it, bro.
So do you feel like Edu is backing Arteta on no concrete evidence?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, yes.
Don't you feel like that's what you guys were all doing last season?
Oscar, steady, man. Oscar, you're an idiot. Do you know why? Because my manager got a trophy last season and yours didn't, bro. My manager beat your team in the final, and my manager got a draw against you at Stamford Bridge when we were down to 10 men. The evidence was there, fam, in terms of why Arsenal fans backed him last season. No one's questioning him last season at all. So don't come with that noise. But for Eddie to come out today, you know what I'm saying, and now, and I think he came out with the Arteta thing, I think after the Burnley game. But I think the interview was before Burnley. I don't know. That's the thing with media, like it's sly, bro. Some of the comments that he was talking about Willian and whatever his name is, and friggin' Edu, it's like, I don't know, like. It was sly when it came out.
Lola said that the first time he said that Willian will hit the ground running, and this time he said he needs time, but he's 33.
It's ridiculous.
How much time does he need?
Honestly, I was not happy with it at all. Willian is not going to be that leader in the club. He's not going to be that. It's not a good signing, and they signed him on a 3-year deal, cuz. Like that is ridiculous, man. Like who's going to buy Willian in the summer? Who?
No one. No, just get rid of that. He's yours to stay. He's yours to stay.
There you go.
To stay.
All right, move on.
Yeah. Well, I'll finish the rest of these comments. Boss Like Endo said Monday 5:30 kickoff, Sunday 7:15, Tuesday 6 are dead dumb times. I can agree with that. Those times are a bit odd.
I hear that.
Robinho said, at least we can watch 3 p.m.s now. It's jarring how you had to stream with American commentary, calling penalties PKs and that. Very true. Very, very true. Very, very true. Lucky said it's a long fantasy season. Things change quick. Well done so far, Oscar. Bro, the way Lucky overtook me and just extended a lead, like he's top. He's top by far. It's not even like a small gap. He's top by far. Well done, Lucky.
I remember you sitting there thinking, man, it was 50 points. Lucky, oh damn it. And it was like, yeah, done.
Bro,
Lucky's gone.
He's nearly like 60 points ahead of me now. It's ridiculous. Robinho said, "Oh, he's your manager now, Peter."
Is he not the manager of Arsenal, fam? What are we doing? Listen, your
manager.
Hang on, your manager's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, rude boy. Yeah, Ole.
Yeah, but he doesn't support Man United anymore, so that's not his manager.
Fine. I don't know who his manager's Antonio Conte, who's having an absolute
Robin's manager is Antonio Conte. Okay, Lola O said, nah, Edu is the guy with all the metrics. He's meant to know football, and he thought keeping man like Xhaka and Mustafi, and he'd like bring Willian to the club. He's sick. He's sick in the head. He's sick in the head. Yeah, I think that's it. Abdi said Oscar is actually a victim. How's your own brother bullying you on big YouTube? Not rated. Wait, well, I'm waiting for you to fight him, innit? You're gonna avenge me, Abdi. So when this fight happens, you can sort that out for me. Yes. Robin said the Man United associate will return. Should we move on? Because we've been here for a long, long time. What's going on in the United game? What's going on in the United game?
Man United game, not much has happened since then, to be fair. I've had like one little eye. You know what I mean? I haven't looked at it too tough. But yeah, it's Man United's game, man. The minute they turned it around early, they turned it around quick. They responded well against Sheffield United. And your boy Brewster's come on right now in place of Oliver Burke. So
oh my gosh, how long left? How long left?
15. Over 15.
15? Oh, well, it's going to end 3-2 then. It's going to end 3-2. Brewster will get one.
Mason Greenwood's coming off as well. I think he's being exchanged for that man, Juan Mata. By the way, I saw on Twitter with Juan Mata, where they were showing his 2012-13 season for Chelsea. The guy was bad. And he was Chelsea's player of the year.
2 years running. Chelsea's player of the year. Mourinho told him. Mourinho is the scumbag. Mourinho is my... I have so much love and hate towards that guy. I can't even express it in words. So much love, so much hate.
Oscar, respect.
No, it's always respect. It's always respect.
Man came to Stamford. Do you know what's so funny? Do you remember when he did that at Stamford Bridge as Man United manager? And he just did that to the crowd. That's what they should be grateful.
Brilliant. Boss like Endo, he wants us. Oh, he said prime matter over KDB. Everyone's laughing at bloody Sheffield United. He said Lola said Sheffield 3 subs, 1 point.
You man are evil. I swear down. They will not let Wilder live this one, will they?
How did he turn himself into a villain? I don't get it. He's so stupid.
He was liked so much last season.
We loved him so much last year. He turned himself into a villain. It's his own fault. Juan Mata is the only number 2 to David Silva in this number 10 debate. Interesting.
Whoa. Mesut Ozil.
Oh, stop, Pierre. Stop. Mesut Ozil doesn't play.
Oh, when you consider Ozil's Real Madrid record, Germany record, and then when he came to Arsenal first couple of seasons, come on, Ozil's up there, bro.
Robinho said Oli hates Van de Beek. Yeah, clearly.
I mean, what did they sign him for?
I don't know.
Maybe they signed him with the idea that Pogba was going. Who knows?
Boss like Endo said Liverpool. Should we start talking about them?
Liverpool. Adrian, 2-1 winners. The best team lost, according to Jose Mourinho.
What game was it? Wasn't it not the City game that City dominated, and all he said was the most important stat is the scoreboard, isn't it? Yeah, and I think he tried to draw us into mind games. He was saying things like the injury crisis hasn't been that bad. He said Firmino's still here, Salah's still here. Yeah, damn right, they're still here. They both scored. I was actually quite disappointed in the Fulham result because I felt like everyone sort of dropped points. We could have sort of laid down a marker as to say, even though we're wounded, we still get points. We still, we'll still win. Catch us if you can, kind of thing. So I think it was imperative that we actually beat Spurs. A lot of Liverpool fans were saying that it wasn't necessarily a must-win game. I disagree. I feel like just that clear separation, and now everyone else is playing catch-up, whilst we're presumably looking vulnerable. So I think now it puts us in a great position. And I think with regards to the game, it was fascinating. It was a riveting game of football to watch. I felt the contrasting styles made for a good game of football. And you know what? Spurs, on another day, they could have nicked it. Bergwijn had a couple of great opportunities. Kane had a free header, headed it into the ground. But Bobby bailed us out. He doesn't do it often, but when he does, it's important. So yeah, we take the win. We move on. Crystal Palace at the weekend. We go again.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're right. Bobby did bail you out. It was a cracking header as well. It was a great goal. It looked like a game that was heading for a draw, and especially the way that Mourinho set up, man. There were countless times Liverpool were going into the penalty area, and there was 6, 7, 8 Tottenham shirts in there, and you were thinking, "Come on, he's never going to let us down." I saw a stat that said, what was it, 200 final touch passes in the final third or something like that, and Spurs had 20 in comparison or something like that. It was ridiculous. It was insane. Mourinho obviously came with the game plan. The funny thing is, though, I think Mourinho is like kind of he loves playing this underdog kind of vibe, innit? Yeah, when even when he was at Chelsea the first season in his second stint, where he was sort of like, the little horse, little pony, whatever you want to call it. Because Tottenham's team, I don't think is that good, right? I don't think Tottenham's team is that good. But one thing he's very good at is coaching how to defend, man. Coaching not how to lose games. Because very easily, like you said, Bergwijn, if he scores his chance, the one that when he went one-on-one, and he should have really flattened Alisson, made it too easy. Kane's header, as you mentioned. Imagine if Tottenham left Anfield with 3 points, blood. What would we be saying?
Do you know what? I 100%. I don't agree with Jose when he says the best team lost, but I feel him. Like, I get what he means, because they played a game plan where it's like, let's contain Liverpool. Hopefully, when they come at us, we'll fire back and get the chances. Now, you have to hope that you get the chances, and they did. The problem is those chances fell to Bergwijn, and they didn't fall to Kane or Son. If any of those chances that Bergwijn had fell to Kane or Son, Tottenham could have won this game. They could have gone to Anfield and beat them. True. Like, it's crazy. Let me read some of these comments, because I think some people understand this. Oi, Jose is scummy. I love / hate him. They didn't even do much. He's just annoyed that his negative counterattacks and such didn't come off this time. SW6 London says, no lie, Tottenham actually should have won the game. The most important is the result. Jose, hate or love it, he's transformed Spurs. And then lastly, Boss Like Endo said, I told you all about Spurs. They are whipping boys. We always beat them. Absolute bottle jobs. Like Chiellini said, it's the history of the Tottenham.
The funny thing is, Mourinho was actually pissed that he feels like it was his fault that they lost the game. And that's not his fault, as in the Spurs team, the players.
Spurs screwed Spurs.
Yeah, because for him it wasn't even like, congrats to Liverpool, rare, they were a good side tonight, they were tough, blah blah. He said we missed chances, and that's when I was like, I wonder what that dressing room is going to be like in terms of that team talk at the end.
You look at the great Jose Mourinho performances of old, yeah. You think about Inter Milan at Barcelona. You think about that time when Liverpool were going to win the league and the Gerrard slip. Chelsea went there to defend. We got 2 chances that game. We scored the 2 chances that we got. And it's a Mourinho masterclass. He wanted to do that again. And the issue is those chances fell to Bergwijn. There's nothing else you can say. He did his part.
It's true. He did his bit. Yeah, you're right. Because the Man City game was that, wasn't it? This time it was just somebody else that put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, man.
Footy Agenda says Mourinho's tactics were spot on. The players followed them admirably, but Bergwijn and Kane bricked it. Kane had that header from 5 yards out, should have scored. Chin up, all you Spurs fans. No shame in losing at Anfield. You'll never win anything.
Oh
gosh,
fantastic!
No.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. A few more comments coming out. Robinho said, imagine Jose Mourinho, the general manager of Monday Night Raw.
What would he do? No, but he would cut a promo every week. First 15 minutes, it's him.
I don't know, man. I like him as a football manager because football's serious, isn't it? He's the anti-serious in football. Lola O said Bergwijn, when it comes to attack, has been moving Higgy for a minute.
Is it?
Lola O also says my Firmino agenda for yesterday's game was paused. Adrian, what are you saying about Bobby?
No, paused but not ended because like let's call a spade a spade. His numbers and his output for the past year or so has been diabolical. But I said it during the Wolves game. I thought he looks a lot better even though he didn't score. Again, I thought he had a decent performance, but to boot with a match-winning performance as well. Both games coincide with the fact that fans are in the stadium. And we'll see, man. Hopefully, Bobby can turn it around and we can start to see the best of him again. Because he is a top player, but he's just been crap for a long period of time.
SW6 said
been without fans.
I don't know how different it would have been.
Was there fans yesterday?
Yeah.
There was. Because when he celebrated, he ran to the cop. No, but even in that celebration, like you saw how much it meant to him having those fans in the stadium. Players like that, it just gives them an extra 5%. Personally, football's football, and it's not necessarily a valid excuse as to playing crap. However, is it a coincidence that all of a sudden he's starting to look closer to his old self when the crowd are backing him?
And it's the fact that the crowd love him. It's not like at other football clubs, mainly Arsenal, if you're not performing well, that you'll be getting booed. At least them lot, as soon as he scores, obviously the Si Senor song, you know what I'm saying, back doing the rounds again. So
let's because bro, you saw the passion. It wasn't a regular celebration.
Arsenal have the worst fans in the league, probably. And then, like Adrian, like you were saying, the way Firmino ran to the cop, like he tried to get everyone to come with him, but it seemed like the other players were just tired, so he was doing it by himself. So man, hopefully.
Arsenal fans aren't the worst, It's just that we've had to sit and watch and claw, and we've been through a hard 15 years.
No, in terms of
let me finish, cuz when your team goes through what they've gone through in the last 15 years, then you can comment, because meanwhile you've been getting the frigging golden egg every year, where what do you want and you will get it, whereas with us it's been horrible, man. Who would have thought the invincible team was the last title winning side at Arsenal Football Club? It's ridiculous. We've gone through a lot, man. I'm sympathetic of the players, of the fans. Sorry, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, man. I just feel like the environment that is the Emirates makes it harder for players to play well and get out of a rut, because every time they take a touch, it's every time it's you're always frustrated, and then it's compounded when anytime a player leaves Arsenal, they get booed, and to the point where they never want to come back. It's just like, it's. I don't know. You're not going to get that at Liverpool.
Because no one at Liverpool is going to go to their rival and win the league at another club. That's why.
Fair enough. Fair enough. SW6X London says, remember, Adrian, what I said about Liverpool and injuries. You wouldn't even think players were missing. Top team.
Yeah, that's the thing, because when you look at it, we had two the two centre backs that played. One of them is a midfielder. The other one is a 19-year-old who's playing in the conference last season. Reece Williams didn't look. I wouldn't say he didn't look out of place, because I felt like there were a couple times where his lack of experience showed, but he was able to get through the game, and I thought he was quite solid. 19-year-old Curtis Jones. This is his first full season. And I think that's a player that's come of age, because I remember, I think it was in February, March, when we played Chelsea in the FA Cup, and Billy Gilmour had him chasing shadows. And I think it was one of his first games as a midfielder. And it was like, you know what? Good prospects, good talent, could maybe deal with a loan, not ready yet. And if you compare what we saw then to what we're seeing now, where genuinely he's he's looking. I was going to say a complete midfielder, but he's got that swagger, that sauce, that confidence, that arrogance. Flicks tricks, but then he puts in the hard work. He's 6'2". So he's okay physically as well, and he's doing all the things that Jurgen Klopp wants him to do. And it's scary that he's performing like this at 19. When he's probably got about 6-7 years until he actually hits his peak. So realistically, Liverpool have got quite an amazing talent on our books, and then obviously Harvey Elliott's tearing up the Championship as well, getting good numbers, and I think he's second in chances created.
Sorry, Adrian, I have to stop you there. There's been a goal at Bramall Lane, ladies and gentlemen, and it's that man again, McGoldrick.
Oh my gosh.
There is 4 minutes to go of added time. Whipped in corner. The defending is Higgy Hagger of the highest level. And
Henderson is shocking,
in the goal. He's in the goal.
Has he had another stinker?
It's not his fault, but he's inside the goal where he picks the ball from. Like, why were you even there? Anyway, 3-2 to Manchester United. 7-3 plus added time.
Dive, man.
All right. There's a few. Yes. So a lot of people say SW6 says Curtis Jones. What a player. There's another one on Curtis. Footy Agenda says Curtis Jones has good technique, but his best asset is his decision making. He seems to always make the right decision, whether to pass forward, sideways, or carry the ball forward. I've seen a lot of Curtis Jones. This was the first game where I was really, really impressed with him. I thought he was quality in a big game. So yeah, shout out to him for stepping up at the right time, innit?
Do you know what's mad? Yeah, when they announced him on the team sheet about him being. What's it called? Him being in the starting 11. I was like, man, get the Ox on, man. I'm not here for Curtis Jones. I'm not here for that. And then, like you said, his performance was really good. So, what do I know about football? That's why I'm not the manager. But yeah, no, fair play to Curtis Jones. He's growing into himself, because I think like he came in and it was a bit early. I felt like it was a bit fresh, a bit too young, especially when you've got the likes of Chamberlain and Shaqiri on the bench and that, or in the squad even. But yeah, it was just. I think he's made it his own.
And the sick thing as well.
I was
just going to say, and I think the sick thing about Jones as well is that this isn't a purple patch. Like, we've seen a full body of work, and by full body of work, I mean we've seen a couple of couple of crap games. And the one that popped to mind is Atalanta. I don't think he was particularly great against Brighton away either, if memory serves me correctly. So what we're seeing is a player who's still learning, but he's able to sort of deliver at a high level. So I think it's exciting times for him, man.
Yeah, for sure. Lucky Osaro says Liverpool are doing very well with their makeshift centre back. I never thought they'd be able to manage it. Bossla Endo says that Leicester game was the turning point for Bobby. Ever since then, he's been looking like his old self. Go on, Peter. You gonna say something about Bobby?
I was going to say something. No, it wasn't a Bobby thing. I was going to say something about Liverpool, but yeah, carry on.
Lola O said, to bring it back ever so slightly, notice Liverpool had trust in a teenager who came from a lower league to play in a massive game in defence. Well, they had no other choice, really. It wasn't like major trust. But yeah. Against Fulham, they played Henderson at centre-back. It wasn't like huge trust in this kid.
Yo, Oscar.
Yeah.
Did you, like me, feel like the title was over after Liverpool beat Tottenham?
Yes, yeah, I did. I was actually I was going to message Adrian and say congratulations, but I forgot last night. I was generally going to message you. Go on, Pete.
I was going to say, let me tell you why it's definitely over. Because beating Tottenham was impressive. Fine, you've done the business. They play Palace next, West Brom after that, Newcastle after that, Southampton after that, Manchester United after that. I'm sorry, I am seeing 15 points in those next 5 games. And if you add 15 points to Liverpool's tally right now, I'm sorry, not a team in sight is coming anywhere near. Adrian, what do you have to say to that?
No, but we don't catch our egg. We don't hatch our egg. What? We don't count our eggs before they've hatched. I think next is Palace. Right, we treat Palace with the respect that they deserve. Make sure that we're ready for Palace. Once we beat them, we then focus on the next one. I feel like when you predict points like that.
Bro, you're not the manager, You're not the manager. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be all conservative. Big man, you're going to slap up these teams.
You know what, but Oscar, do you know what, though, yeah? Their away form this season has been shoddy, yeah?
Peter, today I saw pictures of Thiago in a tracksuit training. It's over. It's over for the rest of us, guys. It's over.
The league is done, though. In terms of the Premier League title is Liverpool's for another season. It's done. Adrian, whether you like it or not.
What's that Endo said? Beat Arsenal, beat Chelsea, beat Spurs, drew with City, beat Leicester and Wolves with a depleted squad. And they're going to beat United too. Ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. They're going to give United a bag. Yeah? They're going to give Palace a bag. They're going to give West Bromwich Albion, even if it's Big Sam, a bag. Mind you, though, if Big Sam gets the next win at Anfield, that would be hilarious. They're going to give Steve Bruce a caning, right? A caning. And then they're going to give, who's that one? Oh, Southampton. Arsenal. It'll be a tough game, but I think Liverpool will edge out winners. And then Manchester United.
Oh,
that's all I've got to say about that.
Lola O said, Oscar, you love context. The environment that owners give to Arsenal means you get this type of reception. Sterling, Oscar, booed always. Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. The way Liverpool fans treated Sterling is a bit atrocious. But, you know, all you have to do is look at the way that Arsenal fans treated Arsene Wenger. And that for me, just says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was gutted about that, man. Like, the Wenger thing still hurts me today. I haven't got over it. It still hurts me. And I won't get over it for a long time.
It was horrible. It was like you man were flying planes over stadiums to say you wanted Wenger out. Come on, bruv.
It's going to be magnified.
Don't ask me about content.
Hopefully, hopefully it's many years from now, but it's going to come a point where, Wenger's going to pass on, and it's going to be, magnified how atrocious Arsenal fans treated him, really.
And that's the thing,
Peter, you read his book. Did he speak about it in his book?
Do you know what, bro? Wenger only spoke about good things in his book. He only spoke about the good things in his book. And that's interesting because it sums him up as a human being in the sense that he could have easily dished out the dirty laundry. I'm sure he knows 101 million things, bro. Yeah, the guy goes back in his career when he first ever managed. And I'm thinking, what kind of memory do you have in your 70s that you can tell me about the first club you managed? Do you know what I'm saying? And he's even when as a kid, he talks about everything, that his mom and dad and his brothers, his sister and that. I'm sitting there thinking, blood, this guy is a mentalist in a way. Is what makes him a genius. But yeah, it's just like when for example, Gerard Houllier passed away recently, right? Rest in peace, right? And when we thought about Graham Taylors of this world and people that have passed on that we remember, or even you never think about the time Liverpool wanted Houllier out. No one even thinks about that. No one thinks about when Aston Villa may have wanted him out. No one talks about Graham Taylor and is not making the World Cup with England and whatever else. I mean, it might get mentioned because it's a big thing. By the way, there's a massive fight on the pitch involving Paul Pogba and it looks like Bulldog of Sheffield United. Well, no, maybe not Bulldog. Who is that bloke? I don't know. He's booked someone at Sheffield United, and Michael Oliver, the referee, is coming to book Paul Pogba. Little argy-bargy.
How many minutes to go there?
We're in the 4th minute of injury time.
Oh, so it's over.
Yeah, it's more or less over. But we're just waiting for that ball to get kicked. But but like you said, when Wenger passes on, bro, that's going to be a massive factor, isn't it? When the fans did this to him, when the planes were thrown about his Wenger out, we need to go. That's going to be a fat thing that's going to be mentioned. Even when he was saying bye to him. It's so annoying, blood. That was one of the things that we're going to annoy him because he does not deserve that, fam. He did not deserve.
I remember. I was actually at Wenger's last game, and the atmosphere was so weird. It was not like let's send off our legend. The atmosphere was like, "Oh, we're sorry that we've done this to you," kind of thing. It was almost like an apology rather than a send off. It was so weird,
bro. And the amount of times you heard people say like it was really full time at Bramall Lane, 3-2 to Manchester United. But it's one of those like people were sort of relieved that he was gone. Like we're not happy that we're relieved, and it was just like, come on, man, like have some respect, man. Look, what the guy put us through in the last 10 years since moving to the Emirates, no other manager could have done it. No other manager in the world could have done that. No one. So it's one of them ones where you just think. Yeah, nobody will ever appreciate it, and it will be too late.
And I think And I think when we fast forward to, December 2020, and things are absolutely atrocious, it just goes to show that maybe the greatest manager in your history wasn't actually the problem at the club. But who knows?
Yeah.
But he definitely wasn't. That's
the thing is, Lola O said, all them Wenger out guys deserve all the bad stuff. I don't necessarily think if you were Wenger out, then you're a bad person and you treated him bad. I just think there's levels to the disrespect and how far it went. Like I said, flying planes over a stadium, the whole banner thing, the linking him, bucking him at train stations to tell him about himself and whatnot. It got too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Remember when he cried on the way back from Liverpool? They made him cry.
It's just sad, man. Like I read the book with sadness, if that makes sense. Like I wanted to, because you kind of understand and get a piece of his brain how he thought, and it's just like, and you know what's so funny? You know the people that want like juicy gossip books. Obviously, I blame Ferguson because ever since he come out with a book, but my man was just giving out the heat. But people were saying, "Oh, Wenger's book was boring," and it was things like that where I was like, "You don't get it, man. You're not."
Wait, random thing. You know how you said Fergie's books were juicy, yeah? You see how he said that Jordan Henderson walks funny, innit?
Yeah.
Is that why Henderson does the shuffle before he lifts the trophy?
We're showing off his gait.
He said, "Look, I do walk funny when I'm lifting the Champions League. How funny do I look now?"
Now, in fairness, it was like 2015. There's a period where Henderson's injuries were racking up, and he was looking haggard. Like there was a period of time, like when I think around when Klopp first come in, Fergie was looking vindicated. Obviously, as time has gone on.
You know what? Fergie, love in his book, bro. He said, "I've got a bone to pick with Mark Bosnich." Like, what is this? What are we doing in our lives that you would mention in your book? I've got a bone to pick with Mark Bosnich. Why don't you give the man a call? You know what I'm saying? Have the conversation. But anyway, it is.
We've got a few more comments on the United game. Let's get back to that just quickly.
Yeah.
Robinho said, "We let Sheffield United score twice, and Oscar is saying title charge for United." Ha 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 ha. Well, Robin, let me just read out some facts to you. Manchester United are on 23 points. Liverpool top of the league on 28. Man United have played one less game. Let's say they win that game. That takes them to 26. 2 points behind Liverpool, who Peter already mentioned. They play within the next 5 games. So is it that mad? No, I'm not saying United are going to win the league. I don't even think you will challenge. But one thing I do know, you will be back on the wagon when Man United start winning some games, Robin. That's what I know. Footy Agenda said Brewster had a decent impact on the game. Don't know why he gets no games, especially when they now play with 2 strikers. Adrian, do you want to answer that one?
I had the TV off actually. Don't like being distracted. Personally, for me, I've only seen me and Brewster play two or three games for Liverpool's first team. He genuinely just looked unready. He looked physically weak. His hold-up play was poor. He didn't necessarily look particularly quick. And because of that lack of development, ultimately he wasn't able to affect the game in the area that he best can, and that's obviously in the box, because I think he's a decent finisher. So personally, for me, by the way, when I was saying Brewster wasn't ready, I didn't necessarily want him to be sold. However, when Sheffield United gave us the deal that they gave us, you have to take it, because I think we've even got a buyback clause actually. So it's like, okay, well, you let him go. If he ends up like Ibe or Solanke, it's unfortunate. If he somehow turns it around and he starts to fulfill that potential, you snap him up for 40 million grids. Like it's a win-win. So for me personally, Brewster's lack of impacts doesn't surprise me, because he physically didn't look ready to be playing Premier League football. I saw it away at MK Dons. When he was playing against youth players against Arsenal, he didn't particularly stand out. Martinelli stole the show that night. And then there was another, and also the fact that he lost like 2 years of his development. He had a nasty couple of injuries. He literally didn't play. So obviously, if and at that age as well, that not only impacts your your development, but physically as well. You're still growing as a boy. So when I factor in all of those things, we're seeing what we're seeing now from William Brewster. So you're saying that he had a decent game today. Hopefully he can build on from that. But I'm not surprised that he hasn't set the world alight at Sheffield United, especially because I don't think that was a team best suited to his skill set. Because you have to be like a Lee Mousset or Ollie McBurney, quite physically imposing. So for a striker like that, who relies on sort of chances getting created, Sheffield United didn't look like a safe bet for him, if I'm being honest, because they don't create a load of chances for him to actually finish and be in the end of.
Well said, bro. And I think at the same time, Chris Wilder's no mug. If he thinks that you're some guy that's like, you're not going to give me an Ollie, you're not going to give me a Mousset, right? Bench. I don't give a damn how old you are. I don't give a monkey. And Wilder looks like he doesn't take no S. You know what I'm saying? But it's mad that he hasn't won a game this season. West Brom have won a game and they've sacked their manager. Like, that is madness, blood. Should Chris Wilder's job be under threat?
Nah, they wouldn't sack him, bro.
I agree with Lola there. He should have gone for a team that's more, a bit more juice. Brentford would have been a good shot.
Yeah, they won't sack him, man. I think they'll let him go. Because who do you replace him with?
No, but should he be sacked? Not that they will, but should he?
Do you know what,
man? Not after last season, bro.
Go on, Adrian.
I mean,
Go on.
I was going to say, at what point does unlucky turn to bad play? But I've seen some of the games this season, and they haven't been awful, and they should have got more. The game that sticks out like a sore thumb is that West Brom game. How on God's green earth they didn't win that game is absolutely farcical. So it's unlucky. Like they're bottom at the table with 1 point, and you're going to assume it's an abysmal team showing no fight. But I don't actually think, definitely, Sheffield United haven't been as bad as their league position, but I think their squad, it seems as though they've lost 2 players and their system has fallen apart. Obviously, they've lost Henderson going back to United, and then I think they lost their centre half O'Connell as well. So all of that overlapping stuff, maybe it doesn't slap the same way. I don't know, but it's a weird one because at some point the Sheffield United higher brass are gonna have to make a decision and say, well, we're looking at the table. Realistically, we can go down here. We have to do something. We have to arrest the situation. But I wouldn't sack him as of yet, especially given, as David said, what he's actually done for the club. He's taken them through the leagues, playing a progressive style of football. I'd give him a chance to save the situation personally.
Fair dues, but you know what's mad, yeah? They are 10 points adrift, 9 points adrift from the relegation zone. And Burnley, who are in 17th, have a game in hand. So they could possibly be looking at 13 points, 12 points away from the escape.
Holy smokes.
Do you pull the trigger or not? Like, they're 6 points behind West Brom. They're 8 points behind Fulham. Like, this is serious, fam. We need to have a serious conversation.
Do you know what? Yeah, I think... if you're going to sack your manager for relegation, the earlier the better, innit? Because if you leave it too late, it's too late. So as much as everybody's like upset at the whole Bilic thing, I actually understand it. Like, Bilic is doing all right, and we want to see Bilic do well because we all like Bilic. But let's be honest, if we had to predict who was going down, we all would have predicted West Brom in that bottom 3. The fact they've got Sam Allardyce would have been the one that Sheffield wanted. Do you know what I mean?
I was going to say exactly that. I was just about to say, what makes me that mad about the West Brom situation is simply that they went and got Sam Allardyce. They knew what they were going for afterwards. Because if Sheffield United sacked Wilder, Sam Allardyce would have been the first appointment. But some clown in the bottom 4, bottom 6 is going to recruit, they're going to recruit Alan Pardew. And that's when you know you're in a frigging mess.
Yo, by the way, that conveyor belt of managers, we need to scrap it. Like Alan Pardews, these McLaren, these Mark Hugheses, the sort of ilk of guys I'm trying to make. We need to be giving these younger coaches a chance, man. Like these dinosaurs, like Eddie Howe. You know what? If I was Sheffield United and I wanted a manager, but then again, I mean, Eddie Howe didn't necessarily.
How dumb is that? If you're going to get Sheffield United, you're going down, and you deserve to go down if you get Eddie Howe at Sheffield United.
I mean,
it's a risk.
He lost his early relegation battle, didn't he?
Bro,
But he kept
Eddie Howe's
Bournemouth
not
in the
keeping
league
you
for
up.
4 years.
Do you know who
Yeah,
is
that's the
keeping
thing.
you up? Do you know,
That's the
do you know
thing.
who's staying up this season? Who was not staying up? West Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, that's facts.
As much as I hate it because I like Slavan Bilic and I like what he was doing, bro, they've
you know
just
what?
saved a Premier League season by bringing in Sam.
Do you know what, Oscar? I've got time for Sam Allardyce, you know, because you know what's mad about Sam Allardyce, right? When he was in his Bolton days, Blackburn days, Newcastle days, trust me, I did not have time for that geezer. But the record, Crystal Palace, Sunderland, West Ham, who else did he keep up? He kept up one other club. I'm sitting there thinking, nah, man, you can't be doing this every single time and succeeding. It's insane. Even
Arsenal should have been on the phone, to be fair.
made us hard to play against. I'll tell you that
For sure.
But yeah, Big Sam, no, Robinho's right, man. Big Sam, bruv. Like Oscar just said it there, and when Oscar said it just then, the reality really sunk in for me just now. That the team that you thought was going down is no longer going down anymore, and that is the point.
That's it. That's it.
Keep an eye on. Let me tell you now. It sounds far-fetched, but keep an eye on Leeds, Brighton, because they're going to get sucked into this relegation battle at some stage.
Chatting breeze.
With chatting breeze with who?
Leeds, man. Leeds are all right, bruv. They'll be good.
Cuz, you watch.
Leeds will be all right, man. They got Bielsa, bruv. All right.
You said no crash and burn.
Bruv, they've lost more games than they've won, fam. You watch. Over time, they are sliding.
Fam,
They're sliding.
Lola said, we were so close to going a year without those old English crap managers. Pardew, ? Go away. Bloody hell. So, someone voted Remain. All right, like, look, the thing is, you can say those crap managers, and a lot of them are crap, but Sam Allardyce, you can't argue with his record. You can't.
No.
You can't.
I don't think anyone...
Yeah. I was going for Big Sam because he's a baller.
Nobody wants to see Pardew back. Nobody's trying to see Mark Hughes. Nobody's trying to see anyone.
I'll tell you the three men that should never enter this league again. Pardew, Hughes, and McLaren. I don't want to see any of them three. If I see them, man, cuz it's over.
I'd rather Alan Kirbishley than McLaren because at least he's a geezer. Like,
you see
McLaren
how much I love Alan Kirbishley. Oh my gosh, he was such a G. Alan Kirbishley was a legend.
London.
Robinho says Peter wants Pardiola.
Yeah, right. Pardiola. The fact that you not even nicknamed him.
Man, throw back. SW6 said bring back David O'Leary. Hey, David O'Leary is not in the ilk with them, man. David O'Leary's a
like
top
Leeds, Villa, you know what I mean?
David O'Leary was top.
Thingy, John Gregory, blood. Who remembers, fam? When I think of David O'Leary, I think of John Gregory. I think of them man there, fam. That is the one.
John Gregory was like jet black hair before Arteta, innit? He was the jet black.
Before Arteta.
Oh, what about Joe Kinnear? Fancy giving Newcastle another go.
Joe Kinnear. Leeds will be like Villa. They'll be fine this year. What do you mean like Villa? Like as in Villa this year or Villa last year?
Villa this year, I guess you mean.
Okay,
but
I get that.
I don't agree with that, fam.
Big Sam will be gone within 2-3 months next season if he stays. That's true, but West Brom will still be here.
Why would he be gone?
Because literally what you were complaining about last week. Once Big Sam gets into the job, he saves you from relegation. Then he plays 2 or 3 months, and the fans start going, "It's not the West Brom way. We want to start playing the West Brom way," and then they get rid of him because he doesn't play good football. He kept you in the league.
Take us back to the days of Malumbu.
Oh, horrible. Horrid.
That's literally what it is. SW6 Dowie. All right, guys, I'm going to get...
Ian Dowie was a terrorist. Awful, shambolic, diabolical, sorry excuse of a manager, that Ian Dowie. And he used to wear that headpiece in his ear like it was revolutionary. He was abominable. The worst long-term manager in the league I've ever seen is Ian Dowie. Absolutely dross. He's all of them, bar none.
Wow. Ian Dowie. I've never seen anyone so angry at Ian Dowie. Ian Dowie, tried to keep
He's a
Crystal
nice
Palace
guy.
in the league. He tried to keep Crystal Palace in the league, playing Doogie Freeman up top.
Doggy Freed.
No.
Freeman.
Get out of
And
there.
freaking nil Shipley. Get out, man. That's what.
Do you remember Thingy? Do you remember? Was he the manager of Derby, which had that awful season in the league? Was he the
No,
manager?
that was Paul Jewell.
Oh, and Billy Davis as well. Billy Davis was the first half of the season.
Billy
And then Paul
Davis.
George took over.
Right, what about Mick McCarthy? You having him?
Yeah. Mick
No,
McCarthy
Mick-
took Alex to the World Cup, bro. They went to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Mick had moments, man. Like Wolves, like for like a season or two, Wolves were decent.
Ian
Like
Holloway.
Sylvester Blanks Blake and them, man.
All right, let me.
He was box office though. He made me laugh.
Holloway was
Yeah.
funny, but no. Let me.
To be fair, he
let me
almost
get
get Blackpool up. To be fair,
Yeah, he should have.
But he didn't. Let me go through the last comments and then we can. I guess we can wrap up. Boss Light Endo said, "Save you, man. I'm out. Just want to say City are bang average and meaty. Pep is fed up. We'll talk about City on Monday. We will talk about City on Monday." Lola O said, "The thing is, Fulham and West Brom actually look like they have something, so I can see a fight. Sheffield look like they're confused. The thing is, Fulham and West Brom are both going down in the current iterations of who they are. We like the way Fulham play, but it's not sustainable. It's not keeping you in the league. Yeah, it's just not.
You
It's
think
just
Fulham
not.
are gone? Yeah. You think Fulham are gone?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah,
you know what?
man.
Yeah. You know what though? Yeah. Because I think every man's just falling asleep on teams like Brighton. Oh, we like how they play. They play good football. Blood, Brighton are washed, fam. In terms of results.
no, they're whack.
results.
I was
Result
on to them
business.
as well. They're whack, but they're
Yeah,
still
man.
above Burnley.
Newcastle is sus. I'm not going to put them down there, but they're sus. Leeds and Palace. The only reason why Palace are where they are is simply because of Roy Hodgson. It's a classic case of Allardyce at West Brom. West Brom should be gone. Palace should never be in the Premier League, but their managers are competent as heck. And Burnley as well. Sean Dyche, big up Burnley, bro.
Yeah.
Take
But yeah,
over
Give
the-
that man some money. Give us some
looking at the table. Our bottom three: Sheffield United, West Brom, Fulham. Then we've got Burnley at 17th. We've got Brighton at 16th, and then we've got Arsenal at 15th.
We're going to win the league.
Could Arsenal go down? Could Arsenal go down? Is it possible?
They could. Yeah, they could.
Yeah, they
We
could.
are staying up. We are staying
Adrian,
up.
is it possible?
Is this where we are?
Well, we spoke about Newcastle, Leeds, and Crystal Palace potentially going down. They're all above Arsenal, so we have to talk about Arsenal.
I think they can be drawn. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I think they could be drawn into a relegation battle. They can be, based on the awful form and the fixtures that they've got coming up. Obviously, never say never. Like nobody, like it's cliche. Nobody's too big to go down. I don't think they won't, but it's not looking great at the moment, man.
Fair
It's
enough.
not looking great for us. It's not looking great for the.
Is that all, folks?
I think that's all, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's all. I think we've had a great sesh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
been a
man.
great watch along.
It's been fun.
Man United, Sheffield United gave us 5 goals, entertaining as heck. Imagine, bruv, it's not far fetched.
Robin said next 3 games, Iwobi will score for Everton, Giroud will score for Chelsea, and that guy Wells will score for Brighton, all against Arsenal. To be fair,
Arsenal probably.
yeah.
Go on.
I was just gonna say Arsenal probably have like a player in every other Premier League side, isn't it? Like more or less.
I say we produce the most, fam. No, I'm joking. But yeah, you're right. Everyone's gone is everywhere. All players are everywhere. All right, man. Let's talk about the predictions of the. Are we doing player of the week for the last couple of days or not?
No.
Nah, let's just do it on Monday. We'll talk about the rest on Monday. I think we're good to go.
Right,
You know?
Very quickly, big games this weekend, right? We start off Southampton, Man City.
Man City win.
Oh, it's a
They
tough
have
one,
to win.
lads.
If they don't, Peter, you're gonna have serious questions on the podcast.
It's a tough one, lads. Southampton playing good football.
Yeah.
David,
City.
Adrian.
Yeah, City can't be that bad.
I'm going Southampton win because they play good football. Everton at home to Arsenal, 5:30 kickoff. I think we've already done that. More or less.
Everton win.
Everton win. Yeah. I think we're all pretty much. I'm guessing those draws are for the City.
That's City, Southampton.
Yeah, but Everton, we've already said about Everton winning against Arsenal. Let's see what else is saucy. Spurs, Leicester. By the way, Leicester have dodged the bullet tonight because I was ready to lay the smackdown on Brendan Rodgers today. I was ready. The pedigree was coming, but I thought I'd allow it. I thought I'd leave it, let it lie. You know what I'm saying? Just like Endo.
Robin said, up the toffees.
Up the toffees. Yeah, Spurs, Leicester, lads. 2:15 on Sunday.
That's Tottenham.
I think Leicester. I think Leicester draw. Leicester Spurs draw.
Oh, AD. What are you giving them?
Leicester Spurs.
It's at Spurs.
Then Spurs, man. Against Spurs.
Yeah, just about probably about Spurs.
Yeah.
I think the draws on the
bump
card.
up 2-1.
Yeah.
A draw wouldn't surprise me either. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight one.
No, true. No scoreline would surprise me, I don't think. Manchester United, Leeds United, ladies and gentlemen, on the 4:30 on Sunday.
United.
United.
Man United.
Yeah, stop doing
3-2. 3-2 Man U.
It's the Rose Derby, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, 3-2 Man U.
Could have been an exciting game.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be a.
Yeah, Boss Like Endo said Everton will beat Arsenal 2-0. He said Southampton will beat Man City 2-1. That's an interesting one. He said Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 1. He's predicting a draw. Chelsea.
Let me get to the games. Then you can expose it. You know what I'm saying?
What other games haven't you read? What other game haven't you said?
Bro, I haven't said Chelsea West Ham.
All right, come on then.
For example, yeah? Chelsea West Ham.
Yeah, Chelsea will beat West Ham.
Oh,
I see West Ham getting a point. I want to go 1-1.
yeah.
Right, cool.
Controversial. Chelsea's form is Hagger. I'm going for a draw.
So you said draw. David, what are you saying?
I said Chelsea.
David's got sense. Boss Like Endo said that's going to be a West Ham win, and Lola said that's going to be a Chelsea draw.
Interesting. You reckon Arsenal draw, Lola? Man, that is your heart, man. That is your heart still.
A lot of people predicted the draw, to be honest.
Spurs lose and United to lose. That'll be funny. All right, that sums up this Thursday night's extra, the Top 4 Podcast Extra. You got from us tonight. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe at Top 4 Podcast on the Twitter, on the SoundCloud, on the iTunes, on the YouTubes, on Spotify as well. Make sure you get involved. With that said, people, we'll be back Monday night, 8 o'clock. Tell a friend. Oh, who knows what kind of league season we're going to be having just before Christmas. The final fixtures before Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you then, Monday night.